Now we live. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy B Wise here with Miles. We are talking about the Week 9 NFL season recap while we're watching Monday Night Football. Trigger will be joining us here soon. Um, but yeah, Miles, how you feeling about your Cowboys, brother?
I mean, how I've always felt, they choke artists, man. You know, this is what they do best.
I was
They find ways to lose football games. Um, it's the same shit every fucking week. Penalties and game management. You got first and goal, not first and goal, first and 5 at the 6. And somehow at the last play you end up on the 27. How does that happen?
was it penalties or
So
was it something else?
it was both. So it was penalties, and then Dak. I know Terrence still got beat, but as a quarterback, you cannot take a sack in that situation. Throw the fucking ball at someone's fucking feet. You see the nigga coming at you. Throw the fucking ball at someone's feet. Tom Brady made a living off of doing shit like that. That's why he lasted till he was 70 fucking years old. And then penalties. I mean, Mike McCarthy, since he's been with Dallas, they have been top 5 in penalties all 4 years. When he was in Green Bay, they were always the top team in penalties. So either he's a coaching it or he's allowing it. Game management. When Dak got sacked, why the fuck did you run another play? Kill the play. Spike it. You then lost 2 plays. And then when they threw the ball, I don't know what the fuck it was. He threw it out of bounds. So pretty much what you just gave up. So you gave up 3 plays. And then the last play, you throw it to CD Lamb, and he was 6 yards out the goddamn end zone. Dak's awareness, he don't have a high football IQ. On that fourth down play where he threw it to Jalen Tolbert, I don't know if you remember the play, he had Jake Ferguson wide the fuck open.
Yeah.
And, I know Jalen Tolbert is not your first option.
Didn't he have CD Lamb 1-on-1 too on that play?
He had CeeDee Lamb 1-on-1, but he had Ferguson wide open. His progression, I mean, he is who he is. He's been in the league for 8 years. He's not gonna get no better. This is who he is. He is a warrior. He is a dog, but he is very limited when it comes to progression and reading defenses. But I'm not surprised. And they play. They
What's
play.
going on, brother?
What's up?
Oh, what's going on,
What
my
the
man?
hell? What the hell? I've been in here all this time. Ain't nobody say shit to me. But as soon
Oh,
as the dude pop up, y'all take time on what you're saying and acknowledge him.
what's up, Trigger? My bad.
I'm the
I was.
co-host of this damn show.
My bad, Trigger.
What's up, Trigger?
But who they play? They play the Giants, the Panthers, and the Commanders. They should win all 3 games, and I guarantee you, the Dallas Cowboys, they're the best team in the NFL. I mean, they right on track, and then they're gonna go 2-3, 3-2 in December. They might win the wild card game, and then they're gonna lay an egg in the division. Right? It's set up. It's set up beautifully, like it is every year. How much money you want to put on it? That's how that season gonna end.
Well, y'all gonna lose to Carolina, so you might as well
Well,
go ahead.
I wouldn't put it past it.
See,
I
he talking
doubt
all
it.
that shit in the group chat, and then he come on here talking about Carolina gonna do this, Carolina gonna do that.
Mhm.
You ready to sell the franchise?
But
So.
but Dak he is who he's good, but he has his limits, and he cannot carry a team.
So is Dak and Mike McCarthy gone this after this year?
Well, you can't get rid of both of them.
Oh, you
If
can.
the
Yes, you
if the
can.
I mean, it's hard to find a
They're
quarterback.
not.
I mean, quarterbacks don't grow
They're
on
not.
trees.
They'll both be back.
Um,
How you
but
doing,
Mike
Trigger?
McCarthy, Mike McCarthy, he's having the same issues: penalty and game management, and is not getting fixed.
They'll get rid of McCarthy before that.
Yeah,
Well, at least
you
y'all
They're
winning
got you
stuck
games.
with
got
that.
you got rid of Kellen
They're pretty
Moore.
much stuck with that.
Yeah, you got rid of Kellen Moore. Who led the league in points, led the league in total offense, but you wanted to run the ball more. You're not running the ball. I knew Tony
Run
Pollard.
game is
He's not an
non-existent.
every down back.
Non-existent.
He's
Y'all
a
talking.
third down. He's a third down back. I don't know what
Y'all,
who thought he was every down back. He's 200 pounds. He cannot carry that load 20,
all right.
25 yards a game, 25, 25 times a game.
Y'all talking about y'all running game is non-existent. Y'all running game. Carolina got 2 rushing touchdowns on the year. Uh, Now CP was at that game. He was at the game
He said
yesterday.
Dallas ain't far behind.
Who's
Uh,
CP? Oh, my fault. Right, okay.
he
What's
he
going
was he
on?
was at the game yesterday. He is a Panther PSL season ticket holder.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thoughts on the game live? Because Cowboys fans, y'all don't shouldn't have nothing to complain. Y'all are winning games. Y'all don't got
It's
nothing to
not the fact
complain
that we
about.
winning games, but it's the same shit every year. And then you got delusional ass Cowboy fans who still think they gonna do something. And it's like, what fucking book are y'all reading?
Yes, it is, Amber. It's very hard to find good quarterbacks.
Hmm. But Carolina, y'all should have got C.J. Stroud. I think that's pretty.
CJ Stroud will look the same as Bryce. CJ Stroud will look just like Bryce in this offense. See, here's my gripe. I don't think it's Bryce 100%. I mean, even though Bryce my height and trying to see over offensive line, I don't think it's Bryce. Now CPU's at the game. Is it Bryce or is it everybody around him
Or both.
or both?
I'd say both.
Yeah.
I mean, if like I saw a video shortly after the Texans game last week that uh, Tepper and his wife was all cozy with old CJ before the game, and it's like, yeah. Then if you're gonna act that way, then why did you go ahead and draft Bryce?
Let me. My thing is Bryce was the safer pick. They were worried about the media. He scored 18 on his S2 test and all this kind of stuff. Bryce was the safer pick overall, I think, for them. Or I think the NFL made David Tepper make that pick because
See, see, that's what I'm thinking because I mean the commissioner was there too.
yep.
So
I mean, the 1, 2, and 3 is the first time the first, second, and third pick all played in the same game, but I don't know
yeah,
because I wanted CJ. I wanted CJ, and then I got talked into Bryce once we drafted Bryce, but I don't think Bryce got dog in him. I just don't think Bryce. He he doesn't have that. And I hate to say it, he grew up with both his parents. He ain't never had to have that struggle.
Oh, you going
He
the
ain't,
Deion Sanders route?
he ain't never Bryce ain't never had that struggle. He ain't never.
Okay,
I don't think he got
Peyton
to
Manning
fight.
grew up with both his parents.
Yeah, Brett and Peyton Manning struggled his first year too. So hopefully
Okay,
that's what we're doing. But let me go to my notes.
but no,
5.5
just
yards.
go ahead, go ahead.
5.5 yards per attempt ain't gonna do it. What we got? 63% completion rating. That's good. That's decent. 8 touchdowns and 9 picks. The only reason we lost that game yesterday was Bryce Young.
yeah,
Bryce Young threw Indianapolis 2 touchdowns. The score was what 24-13.
yeah, because that's when
I'm
27.
sorry, 20.
yeah, because I texted you, I sent you a message saying that after I think your last one, I said yeah, he left like right after that his third pick.
Yeah. Oh, he threw. I'm sorry, he threw 3 picks.
Yeah, and that's what I said the third pick, and I mean
Yep.
it was still like 8 minutes left in the game.
Mm.
So y'all dealing with Dak Prescott and winning games. I mean, albeit Dak did step out of bounds, but I don't know. We give Miles Sanders $10 million a year to be the second leading rusher on our football team.
Yeah, and finally does something this far into the season.
Yeah,
Like I was surprised. I was actually happy to actually see him actually do some damn work.
he looked mad. He looked like he was running mad because he lost his spot. But
Yeah, I
we
mean
go ahead.
that's what he should. And honestly, we shouldn't have made a deal with uh Deontay Foreman. We should have kept him
Yep.
because after we traded Christian, and he stepped up and he was the running game the rest of the season last year, and we should have kept him. It was no reason that. I mean, yeah, they wanted to get the top damn pick. They should have been able to work around somewhere to keep DJ Moore because yeah, Adam Thielen is wide receiver one. You still need more threats than just that. I mean,
And
look at how many times Bryce has thrown it deep.
he has
And
2 pass completions for 40 plus yards, and I think it was like
last
10
night,
maybe for 20 plus.
Mm. So let me ask y'all this. Let's say if y'all, get the first, second pick, do y'all draft another quarterback or you stick with Bryce?
I stay at 9, and I probably draft somebody at 9,
Okay.
and then I go get Will Levis
Will
because
Levis
I'm
from
glad Anthony
Kentucky.
Richardson didn't play yesterday because Anthony Richardson probably would have outplayed Bryce, and we got to play Will Levis this year too, and Will Levis is probably gonna outplay Bryce.
Mm.
But
All right.
he played good because he has a heartbroken.
yeah, yeah, and he got DeAndre Hopkins. Those people, and he got the Titans O line. Our O line is horrible. That's I'm gonna give our O line is. I
Yeah,
saw one play. It was 2 guys blocking one guy, and the rest of the Colts team was in the backfield on Bryce. Bryce
yeah,
probably got about 1.3 seconds to throw.
yeah. That was one sack that was just it reminded me of the damn South Carolina and Michigan game
Mm.
from back in the day, and it just dude just blew up straight up like
Oh, you
Jadavion
talking about
Clowney.
that.
yeah.
Jadavion Clowney. Yeah.
But I mean,
Our O
Brandon,
line is ranked 27th.
I disagree with that dog statement you had though,
You think
because
he got the dog in him?
what does him growing up in a 2 parent household got? Michael
He don't
Jordan,
got
who
no
you think?
struggle. He don't know no struggle. He don't know
Who
no
you
struggle.
think?
He ain't never had
No,
no struggle.
who you think was more of a dog, Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Jordan grew up in a 2 parent household. LeBron didn't.
Yeah, but he had a hard ass daddy though.
Yeah.
All right. So you can have a hard ass. I had a hard ass daddy, but just because you ain't have a dad, don't make
But your
you
dad,
not a
your
dog.
dad Marine. Your dad a Marine. That's
I
your
know,
dad. Your
but
dad a Marine. That's but I get that. But I'm more not it's not more the 2 parent. It's more I don't think it's adversity. And they said I don't think Bryce has faced adversity. You've been number one everywhere you went. You've been
okay,
number one
that
your whole life.
yeah, I can
You ain't
that I
never
can get
had
with.
to not
Until
I'm not gonna say 2 parent fight. He ain't had to fight for it. He ain't been getting hit in your mouth. He ain't been punched in the face. I don't know if he been punched, but he ain't really been. He getting punched in the face right now, and he ain't reacting well.
Mm.
Like his raw QBR is 33%, 33.3%. His regular QBR is 29.6. That's ranked 32nd.
well, I
Like,
tell you, last week and last night, I was actually surprised to actually see him try to escape the pocket more.
yeah, he is running more.
And I'd say he did do a good job last night with running. I mean, because there was some good games.
Yeah,
So
but I'm worried about all he runs. He fakes right or he fakes left, and he cuts. I'm
yeah,
scared he gonna get knocked off one day. I'm afraid he gonna get killed, but he's tough. Bryce is tough. I'll give him his toughness. Excuse me. He's been taking hits. He's taking more hits than Anthony Richardson, who got the NFL body. But let me go deeper into it. Adam Thielen got cut by the Minnesota Vikings. Josh Dobbs came in with nothing and won a game for the Minnesota Vikings
Yeah, and
without Justin Jefferson,
that makes
without
more
KJ
sense though.
Osborne.
Yeah, that makes more sense. But just that whole that 2 parent that just I just had to discuss that. But no,
That was a
I
little
do what you're
Dion.
saying about having that dog. Yeah, and he may not. I don't know Bryce. I mean, when he was in Alabama, he had a good old line. He had Jared Judy. What's the boy that's in prison now for the Raiders?
Henry Ruggs.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he really didn't have to.
The
Yeah.
second year
So.
though, no, his first year he did, and he went to national championship. His second year he didn't, and that's when
Mm,
Alabama went what like 7-5.
yeah.
They didn't do good his second year.
yeah. I don't think he went seven to
Maybe
five.
it was 2 games, 2 or 3 games. They lost 2 or 3 games,
Yeah, I'm about to say I know Alabama ain't losing no 5 games, but yeah.
but
Where Trigger go?
he probably watching something on his phone.
Oh, they
But
going.
Adam Thielen should not be our number one. Adam Thielen was going to be a number 5 receiver, number 4 receiver on the Minnesota Vikings, and he's our
Yeah.
number 1 receiver. If you look at all the plays, the reason that Bryce threw that pick to Kenny Moore, the one he threw to Chuba, it was because Adam Thielen didn't turn around. He was still
Mm.
running his route when Bryce needed to throw the ball because he don't have time to throw the ball. DJ Shark, it was a waste of money. Jonathan Mingo, He's a project. He's gonna take a little while to get it together. And then who else? Terrence Marshall. I don't know why he's not playing. Chenault's hurt. Hayden Hurst. I don't know what he's doing. Um,
Mm.
like you get rid of DJ Moore for Bryce Young. So pretty much we gave up Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore to get Bryce Young. And
Mm.
Bryce Young is not moving the needle the way he
Mm.
needs to move the needle. If you get CJ Stroud, he's an actual ball placement specialist. Bryce is not a ball placement specialist. Bryce is a game manager who can win you the game. CJ Stroud is going to sit in the pocket, throw the ball, put it where it needs to be. And I don't know what happened to our O line. I do not know what happened to our O line. But Bryce, 8 touchdowns and 9 picks is not it. I mean, he's been sacked 26 times, but I don't know. It's
I mean, yeah, I mean, he's a rookie. You got to put some people around him. You know, he can't be you know, the 2012 Tom Brady where you just got Gronk and a bunch of guys like.
I get
But,
that.
yeah.
I get that, but CJ Stroud throwing the Nico Collins, Noah Brown, and Tank Dell. And my man throwing 5 touchdowns, 470 yards against. But now, let me put it into context. He did it against the Bucks. The NFC South is weak. We all know that. Like
Mm-hmm.
Josh Dobbs beat the Falcons, the with a second string quarterback. Like we got to put all the stuff that happened this weekend into context, and I do. But just looking, I'm tired of Bryce going off the field saying "fuck." Like, just you can't. You're supposed to be the smartest quarterback that came out since Peyton Manning.
Well,
Like,
sometimes you know you could be. So one thing I learned as an official, just because you book smart does not produce on the field. We got guys
that's
that
what I'm
can
saying.
pass the referee test with flying colors. You put a whistle in their mouth and a flag in their pocket, and they don't know what the fuck going on.
And
So
maybe that's more what I was meaning. I feel like
yeah,
he don't got that street to him like CJ. Like when CJ got more of that grittiness, like
yeah.
he gonna find a way. I feel like Bryce needs the system to. He needs the system to go well. He needs everything to go well. He's a Kyle Shanahan quarterback, is what I'm gonna say.
Okay, so so he's a pro. Okay, I got you.
He's a product of the system.
Okay, Trigger. Any
Everywhere he's
thoughts?
been has been system. What happened?
Now I was gonna get Trigger involved in the conversation.
Oh, I ain't, he was disappearing on us.
Any
You want
you
to talk about
good
your
too?
Cowboys?
Huh?
You want to talk about your Cowboys?
Sure.
Oh, before you start, Trigger, I just want to say let's all support Pink. You know, my man Trigger got to wear a pink shirt. We all want to support, you know, breast cancer, even
Breast
though it
cancer.
is November, but
That's
still
right.
a social support.
Hold on, let
Go
me
ahead,
add in
Trigger.
one. Let me add one thing in. Why are we signing Blake Martinez? I get it. Our whole defense is hurt. Brian Burns is gonna play Thursday. You probably gonna have to move Frankie Louvu to play linebacker and then put Blake Martinez more in the middle. But why are we signing Blake Martinez when we could? Let's sign a receiver. Let's sign a lineman.
I
Let's
I,
sign something
I
we.
did the same thing. I saw that and I commented like, why are we doing this? Like, we need more threats.
Yeah, Blake Martin. Tariq Cohen is on. Tariq Cohen ain't even played outside of practice, and he on injured reserve. He is on injured reserve. We done lost more people this year to hamstrings, and I don't know when. J.C. Horn, you better figure it out, brother, because I'm tired of J.C. Horn playing less than 50% of the game. But our defense is doing well. I mean, they held Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss to less than 80 yards. They held the Colts to under 200 yards, and we lost the game by 14 points.
Yeah, and you're right. The defense kept us in that game to a
Yes.
certain point up until Bryce the first two.
Because what did you say, Moss? Mouse. I'm sorry, Mouse. Throw it at your feet. Why are you chucking a screen at something you don't know? You just throwing the ball up in the air. Pick six.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Austin Corbett was in his lap on the first one, but still, Bryce, you can't see it. Why are you trying to fit a ball into a window? Throw it at the ground, or on that play, he also had the ability. He could have took off to the left and scrambled and waited for Adam Thielen to turn around. He didn't have to sit in the pocket. I feel like he wants to sit in the pocket too much instead of just get going. That's the thing that people don't realize about Cam. Carolina ain't never really invested in their O-line since Jordan Gross left. But Cam wouldn't stay there that long. Cam would just go. But Cam was also 250, so you're not pulling Cam down with one hand.
Hey,
Bryce Young is getting pulled down with one hand. Like
I'm
it's
about to say.
And hell, those times you need more than two.
yeah. Like and then Icky, I don't know what is going on. I don't want to talk about Icky. Icky is just how you go against Brian Burns every day in practice and you look like this against second string rushers. Brian Burns, you ain't getting pressure on a rookie left tackle. Like I can't blame the defense though. It's frustrating me right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trigger, because I'm going off in a rant, and it's 28th in points scored, 26th in points allowed. Fire Frank Wright. He did it last year in Indianapolis. I don't know why you hire Frank Wright. You should have kept Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes probably would have drafted C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson, but the problem was Steve Wilkes didn't want Bryce Young. That's why he didn't get the job. David Tepper wanted Bryce Young. Steve Wilkes didn't want Bryce Young. Frank Wright, I don't think
Brandon,
wanted
Brandon,
Bryce
Brandon.
Young.
Let Trigger speak. You been going off on a
Oh,
tangent again.
okay, I'm going. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, Trigger
No, you
Foss.
go. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Dave Tepper need to be fired. Sell the team. I'm done. I'll come back later with what else I got finished. Go ahead, Trigger. You get your opening words in.
Well, before we move any further, I have something I need to get off my chest.
Oh, he's sitting up.
First and foremost, I am pretty satisfied with how the Cowboys came out in this game.
What? I mean,
Let me,
See,
let
you
me, let
wanted
me
to talk.
explain.
You wanted him to talk.
Let me explain. Let me explain. All right. I'm proud of the fact that they put up a fight because I expected them to come into this game and get fucking steamrolled. I expected the same output I saw against the 49ers. Maybe not as bad, but, because that's how they do. They beat up on all the good teams, all the bad teams, and then they play a good team and they fold. They don't even make it a contest, they don't make it a competition. I'm proud of the fact that Dallas came out in this game despite everything that happened, and I'll get into it in a second. Despite everything that happened, and they at least made this a ball game throughout the entire time. Like they did get down in the third quarter, 28-17, but they did come back. They had a chance to win this game. They were up in this game. They actually had a lead. They didn't have a lead against San Francisco 49ers, and they did it in a hostile environment, being in Philly. So, with that being said, here's some things that I did not like about the game. First and foremost, and Miles, you touched on it earlier, we have to establish a run game. We just have to. Dak did a great job throwing the ball, went for over 300 yards, damn near 400 yards. No turnovers, threw for 3 touchdowns. And for the most part throughout the night, all of his passes were on point. He didn't throw any risky balls. Like they were all catchable balls, good thrown balls that fell in the hands of his receivers and away from the defenders, right? So Dak did a good job, an exceptional job playing quarterback last night. I give them credit for that. Um, what I did not like was all the penalties that the Dallas Cowboys got, and they, for whatever reason, they tend to be one of the top teams in the league every single year in penalties. It kills us every single game. We had drives in the third quarter where Philly won the game. And it come down to that last possession. Philly won this game in the third quarter because Dallas could not get off the field because we kept committing penalties. And even in the first half, we had stopped these guys on third down. We had these guys, the backs against the wall. We're about to get the ball back, and we get a stupid holding penalty or something and give them a first down. And when you keep giving good teams more and more opportunities, eventually they're going to put six on your head at some point. And we kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And what happened? The Eagles scored touchdowns. And that killed us. Um, some of the plays Dallas ran down in the red zone where the quarterback, with Dak threw the pass to Schoonmaker and his knee touchdown before the ball crossed the plane, and we ended up coming away with no points after a very long, successful, well, not successful drive, I should say, because we didn't score, but a very long drive that should have ended in points. That those inches cost us. When Dak went for that 2-point conversion, he ran in, and his foot had hit out of bounds. We don't get those 2 points. We're down 5 instead of being down 3, and that hurts us in the end there. So we are talking about inches right there, and that's just execution. That comes down to just awareness where you are on the field, and just getting to the spot that you need to get to without it being any controversy. I get that. So those are some things that if we do right, we're talking about a different ball game here possibly. So yes, the biggest thing from this game I think that we need to really take away from it and improve on is the penalties, like the senseless, stupid, boneheaded penalties that kept giving the Eagles chances to put points up. We got to get off the field. The Dallas Cowboys did a great job in the fourth quarter of keeping Philly's offense off the field. They did not get one first down. They had only like 14 yards of total offense in the entire fourth quarter. But it got balanced out with the output they had in the third quarter. It was so great that they could have went out in the fourth quarter and not gotten the first down, not scored any points, and it still would have been enough for them to win the game because the third quarter they had their way with us. So I love the team's effort. They came out, they competed. They made a lot of mistakes defensively, talking penalties. We didn't get to Jalen Hurts enough. We didn't pressure him enough. We sacked him 3 times, and I feel like the sacks that we got on him, they weren't as big as the sacks that Philly got on us. Like Philly got to our quarterback when they absolutely needed to and had to make a play. I feel like the sacks we got on Jalen Hurts was kind of meh. Okay, we sacked him, whatever. Like they overcame it. Like it didn't do anything to hurt them, and it didn't do anything to help us out more, put us in more of a spot to where we could take advantage of and score points or whatever. But we didn't turn the ball over. Well, we did at the end of the game on that fumble, that technically, but the game was over with. But other than that, we didn't turn the ball over. Philly damn near turned it over 3 times. Got the ball. I don't know how they got the ball back all 3 times, but those were plays right there we're used to seeing Dallas make. When Philly or any team coughs the ball up, Dallas is usually on it. They coughed the ball up 3 times last night, and Dallas didn't come away with one of those. And each one of those times, if Dallas recovers those fumbles, again, we're potentially talking about a different ball game here. We had none of those opportunities against 49ers. We actually had the one fumble, Chris McCaffrey, but we didn't do anything with it. But other than that, we didn't really have those opportunities, potential opportunities against the Niners. So this game was different in that aspect. Now, what's really been bothering me have been Philadelphia Eagles fans. So there's been a big debate. I've been seeing it on social media, and I've been hearing about it. People talking, and a lot of Cowboys fans, of course, are blaming the refs for this loss. Right? Both teams had the same amount of penalties that were called, at least, and enforced. I think Philly had more penalty yards, but it was maybe like by 10 or something like that. But anywho, if you watch the whole game, the refs definitely missed some calls on both sides that could have been big for either team. So we can just go ahead and take that out. But the one thing that really bothered me was the last drive that the Cowboys had. They had the ball on their own 14, and they had to go all the way to the end zone in 40 seconds. And the Eagles committed 2 big penalties that pretty much put us in the red zone without running virtually any significant time off the clock. And remember, Dallas has no timeouts. A lot of the Eagles fans are saying that the refs escorted the Cowboys into the red zone in that last possession. The refs put y'all in. They wanted y'all to win. You're telling me that was not pass interference on Michael Gallup on that last possession? That is, if any, that is textbook pass interference right there. A ball is underthrown, whether it's done on purpose or not. A ball is underthrown. A defender has his back to the ball and is going into the receiver. The receiver turning back into the defender, trying to make a play for the ball. It's pass interference. It gets called literally every time on every level. It's textbook, so you can't be mad at that. That's pass
Well,
interference.
high school face guarding is legal.
Like, whatever. You're a high school ref, fine. We'll go with that. I don't know. But in the NFL, I do know that is textbook pass interference, right? It don't get no more clear than that. So they throw the flag, and of course, in the NFL, difference between college and NFL, it's a spot foul. So that ended up down near midfield. So, all right, okay, cool. We got a little bit of life. I tell you what, that last possession pretty much summed up the whole game for me, right? Come in, think Dallas has no chance. They get the ball on their own 14-yard line, 40 seconds to go, no timeout. This team's got no chance. And all of a sudden, they get to midfield in one play because of a pass interference call. I'm like, okay, we got a little bit of hope. Just like, in the first half of the game, you see what the score is. Dallas is right there. Okay, we got some hope. Then we go down. Dak gets a roughing the passer penalty called in his favor. And we go back look at the replay. It's blatant roughing the passer because Dak had long got rid of the ball, and here comes Hassan Reddick, boom, right in his back. And he tried to help. Y'all see him try to help him up and try to act all friendly and try to get the ref flag 15 yards added to the play. So now we're on the 11-yard line. I think this came after pass to CeeDee Lamb. They actually ran it up to the 11. We're on the 11-yard line. We got 20 seconds left, no timeouts. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna give us the game. We actually have a chance to win. And then what happens? In typical Dallas Cowboy fashion, what do we do when we get down the red zone? We start moving backwards. So the Eagles, before we started moving backwards, so here's another. The Eagles jump off sides. So we get 5 more yards. Now we're on the 6-yard line. Like, bro, this like no timeouts from our own 14, two big penalties pretty much put us in this position. And yes, they were penalties, Eagles fans. Go back and look. Both textbook pass interference, textbook roughing the passer. If it had been Jalen Hurts or AJ Brown in those situations, y'all be saying the same damn thing. So I don't want to hear it. It was called, it was the right calls. The offsides was the right calls. You see, Philly didn't argue any of those calls when the flag was thrown, right? So they must have committed it. So you get close to the end zone, on the 6-yard line. What happens next? Dak takes two back-to-back sacks, and we get a delay of game penalty, which backs us up 5 more yards. Now, the game management, it's been another issue with Mike McCarthy along with penalties. That's probably number two on the list of things that seem to be reoccurring with him as our head coach. Penalties and game management, late game management, knowing the clock, and like just it's a mess. So when Dak takes those sacks, Terrence Steele got beat like a drum on that last possession. Just he wasn't even out there. It just seemed like he wasn't even there. Like the dude just had a free lane to the quarterback. Dak, knowing that you have no timeouts left, what's the one thing that you cannot do as a quarterback other than throw the ball to the other team, turn it over? What's the other thing that you cannot do in a
Take a sack.
situation where you have no timeouts?
Take a
Take
sack.
a sack. You can't do it. This man did it twice, back to back plays. You think you will learn from the first play? Back to back plays. This man took sacks and it knocked us back damn near midfield, and now we got to throw essentially a Hail Mary to the end zone, to try to win the game. So to me,
Y'all almost
clock
got it
management,
though.
Almost got it. He did complete the pass. It was a hell of a
You got it.
throw. He was just
Brandon, he
short of
was
the end
six
zone.
yards away from the end zone. It won't no
Yeah, he
good
was.
CD
pass.
Lamb should have went a little harder. He should
It
have
was a
went a little
good
harder to get in the end
it
zone.
was a good throw to CeeDee Lamb, but maybe they were hoping he would catch it. Somebody come behind him, he can lateral it to him, maybe
Matter
to
it.
get some that way. But and I think that's what he was looking for because he kind of turned back
He
as you see
threw
on
it.
the last
Yeah.
play, and nobody was there, and he got tackled, and the ball was loose. That's how the ball came out. He fumbled, and the Eagles recovered it, but it didn't matter because the game was over with. But I think they were trying to get something going. There was nothing wide open in the end zone. I think they were trying to take a chance to try to make something happen, but he hit him on the money. It just unfortunately he hit him short, and there was defenders there waiting on him when he caught the ball, and there was nobody behind him. There was no Cowboy player behind him to try to come up and try to do a lateral or something to try to keep the play alive, try to get into the end zone. But again, if that doesn't take those two sacks, maybe we're not in that situation. After that offsides penalty that got us on the 6-yard line, and then we started going the other direction. It was like, here we go. This is the team right here. This is who we've been. This is who we are. This is who Mike McCarthy is. This is how he does things. And once again, we get down in the red zone. Like red zone struggles hasn't been the issue this year. And we do what we do in the red zone, which is come away with nothing. We go the opposite direction. Um, but anywho, with all that being said, um, I'm glad they at least competed and kept it close. I'm glad that Dak played well because I was very nervous for him coming into this game. I definitely thought he would come in and give them, one, maybe two turnovers, and that he would play absolutely horrible. I was worried when they went out and got Byard from Tennessee, and he came in. I thought he was going to be a difference maker because he, for whatever reason, he always tends to know what Dak is going to do. He's always in the right spots. He's picked this man off like 3 times in the past as a member of the Tennessee Titans. Um, so I was worried about Dak coming into this game, and I'm very, very glad to say that this game was not on him. It was not his fault. Although that last possession could have been managed better, the delayed game penalty, not spiking the ball after the broken play to try to, save some time and get your guys organized so that y'all could run something. Um, him taking those sacks, you know, you got to year 8, man. You just can't do it. You got to know better in those situations. So I had to take one thing to criticize him about in this game. That would be it for me. It's just late in games when your team needs to make plays, you need to realize the game and the clock situation, how to manage the clock. Even if your head coach doesn't, you're out there on the field. You're the one that is calling the shots. Get your team into position to where you can control the game and do what you need to do to give you guys a chance to come out and win, or give yourself a chance to at least try to, score, put up points, and not even give yourself a shot to get in the end zone like y'all did in that last possession. Pretty
So
much killed it for y'all. So that was my only criticism for that. Just managing the game better in late game situations. Um, the defense has got to be better. We got to play better against top teams. They allowed the Eagles to do too much offensively in the third quarter. That's what killed us. When they got that double-digit lead, that 11-point lead in the third. They scored a couple touchdowns. They let Devontae Smith get behind them. Um, they let AJ Brown, power his way in there, and it was, you got to get off the field, and you're not going to help yourself by getting dumb penalties either. So you got to, I don't know what Mike McCarthy's doing with these guys in practice with these penalties, but at some point in time, you got to do something as a head coach to address this because it's unacceptable. It's killing us in these games against teams, good teams and bad teams or wherever you want to play. Like, it is killing us that we can't get off the field on third down because the guy's holding somebody. It's legal hands to the face. It's pass interference. All things that are unwarranted. Like, we got to stop doing these things and hurting ourselves in these big games. We'll never give ourselves a chance to win. And we get good teams like Philly more chances to score. And when you do that, you just make it harder on yourself. So we got to address these penalties, these stupid, stupid penalties that we're committing and keeping these teams giving these teams more chances to score on us. Any team in the NFL will take those opportunities, and they're going to cash in at some point if we keep giving them chances to do so. Um,
Carolina ain't. Don't worry, Carolina ain't gonna cash in on the one y'all play us.
oh my
It's
gosh.
gonna be
And
three and out.
also, and with
Yeah.
Three
Philly,
and out.
when you play in Philadelphia, it's not 1st and 10, it's 1st and 9 because if it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1,
Yeah,
that tush push is
I
like the
saw
hook
it.
shot in
Was
basketball. It is
yo Micah Parsons
unstoppable.
went for a ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you cannot let them get 9 yards. I agree with Trigger with the penalties. I know back when Jimmy Johnson was the coach, he used to fine players.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Now I
bet
know
that.
you
Yeah.
probably can't do
Tiger,
that
you
now
lose some
because
money.
of the
You tighten up
but
real quick.
let me ask him. So CP, you was at the game. Indianapolis scored on two bullshit ass penalties on us
That
because
first,
Xavier Woods did not hit that man in the head and neck area.
no, and how
And
does?
I know it's tough to see real time. I understand how tough it is to referee real time, but
But
come
here's
on,
the
that's go ahead.
after
Go ahead.
that they showed it like slow down, like on the screen, like you're standing right there underneath of it, like you can really actually see that was not. He
But
did
they
not.
can't do nothing once it's called, can they?
And I'm about to
Mo-
say,
like, mo-
unfortunately, showing the replay, it don't really because the call you can't really challenge a penalty, so it
Yeah,
really don't do nothing. But
except for like
yeah,
the after action,
yeah,
like the after report that you write up or something like that,
yeah. I mean, yeah,
right?
you write a report, but I mean, I tell coaches all the time, coach, that pad ain't gonna do shit for me right now. I gotta worry about the next play. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard, these players are so fast, and you can do all the training you want. The naked eye is not gonna catch everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And
But
you
we
know they
had
don't
10
want to
penalties
do
80
they
yards
don't
too.
want to do replay because they feel like it's gonna slow down the game. There's no perfect method. You're not gonna get every call. You know the good teams overcome bad calls.
Yep.
And unfortunately, you know my football coach always say, don't ever put the game in the referee's hands because you will
Yep.
lose every time.
Yep.
Well, Bryce Young is putting the game in Kenny Moore the second's hand. But see, and all this stuff is just it just seems weird because Kenny Moore's sisters just happen to be at the game. He get 2 pick sixes.
I mean, how you know that was the only game his
But
sister been to?
it's it just oh man, C.J. Stroud. I can't say Bryce is a rookie because I look at C.J. Stroud, I look at Will Levis, I look at Anthony Richardson, and I just can't say this man was as a rookie. I can't use the rookie. That's what my rookie excuse is running out for Bryce. It's like, yeah, you're a rookie, but Tyson Badgett is coming in here winning games too. Jaron Hall was looking good before he got knocked out with a concussion.
Hold on,
All
what
these
game
rookie
Tyson
quarterbacks.
Batchick? What game Tyson
I
Batchick
think he
win?
won one for the Bears.
Because he ain't
He
win
won a game for
yesterday.
the Bears with screen passes. I think he did win one with screen passes for the Bears. It was the one before this last game.
And that's something we can stop doing.
Oh yeah, we do.
They rely on the screen pass way too much.
Because Bryce can't throw the ball. They can't push the ball downfield, and that's half the problem. Is we can't
Yeah.
run the ball because you can't push the ball downfield. He won. Hold on, Larry. Tyson Badgett won. I thought he did win one. Maybe he
Because
didn't.
they
I'm
lost to the
tripping.
Chargers on Sunday night, and then they
I
lost
thought he
last.
won one. Maybe I was tripping. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
And they lost to the Saints. Maybe he's about to beat the Saints.
But you know, it's a good story because he's he came out of a D3 school. His dad was
Yeah,
this that yeah. So it's just a good story for the media to pop up. You know how that go.
but it's. I just. Wait, hold on. Where my stats at? Where my stats at? Would y'all be happy? Let me ask y'all. Would y'all Cowboys fans be happy with since 2019 your record being 23-51? In 2019 5-11,
You know what?
2020.
You know what stat? Since 1995 they haven't been to an NFC Championship.
I
Well,
know that's right.
But they're supposed to be America's team, but they ain't been to a
at
fucking
least
NFC
y'all every
Championship
year
game.
y'all got a chance. Y'all got a
I was
chance
learning
every
how to
year.
piss in the toilet the last time they been to
You
an NFC
know, Brandon,
Championship.
I'm glad you brought that up. We got a chance every year. And everybody trying to say, you Dallas
This
Cowboys fans so delusional. Y'all going to the Super Bowl every year because we have teams that are actually good enough to get there. That's why we're going crazy every single year. It's
this is
called
the
being a
best
fan of your
Cowboys team
team.
ever constructed.
And that's why I get Eagles fans, y'all are the same way. They're the same way. You're just a little bit more disrespectful and obnoxious and annoying
There you go.
with your team, with your squad.
Hey,
But it's
Trigger,
the
they've been there too
same. It's the same kind of thing. Yeah, they've been there. Where
in the
have they?
last couple of years.
Okay, they've
Yeah,
been
they won
there.
one. They won one. They
They've
beat
been. Well,
Brady.
I know they won. I know they won one. That was questionable too. But anyways, they've been there. However, y'all have the same expectations for your team every year that we do, right?
Who, Carolina?
No, I'm saying Philly
Oh,
fans.
Carolina gonna win the division.
That team. When you look at that team and say that Philly is good enough to win a Super Bowl,
Uh,
yes.
yes, but that's based off
Why?
last year though. I look at San Fran every year and think San Fran should be winning the Super Bowls, but
But the difference between San Fran and Philly, they're getting to the fucking NFC Championship game. My Kyle
yeah.
Shanahan has been in the NFC Championship game every year he coached since other than 2020, and that's because Garoppolo got hurt.
But Kyle Shanahan's also won in what was it, Trigger? 1-31 when he's trailing by 3+ in the fourth.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
he's and he struggled because he only the offensive coordinator when he gave up
Oh
that
yeah, 28 to
28.
3. 28
Yeah,
to 3 is him. That's Kyle Shanahan.
but what game was that in?
The Super Bowl. You right. It's
God
right.
damn it, Dallas! Goddamn Dallas! Let's get to the fucking Super Bowl. Hell, I don't.
Or
Can
is
we
it
give him a 28?
coaching?
Huh?
Is it Dak or is it coaching?
It's both.
Both.
It's both. I mean, Trigger. Dak. Like I said, he's a warrior. He will fight. He'll fight to the end. He'll get us into trouble and he'll try to get us out. But I mean, you saw those two playoff games and against San Fran.
Yeah, Dak played well last night, and he played well the week before. I just need to see him do that in the playoffs against good teams when it matters,
Yeah,
and then
but
I'll maybe I'll buy in. But until then, like last night, like I said, I give him credit. He did great, but I need to see that type of performance when our defense isn't getting the stops, when our defense is not giving him short fields to work with, when the defense is not creating turnovers, and we actually have to go, 80 yards down the field to the end zone on these long drives. I need to see Dak put this together in the playoffs against the good teams when the stakes are high. I need to see him do that consistently. Don't just show up against Tampa Bay in a wild card round and put up those numbers, and then next week against San Fran you lay an egg. Like I need to see that throughout.
I just Trigger, you know how adamant Mars been here too, how adamant I've been about Carolina winning the division. Going into this game, I was like, we win this game, we gonna win the division because everything happened that we needed to happen except for the Saints losing. But I can't look at my team and say they're a good team. Like y'all can look at y'all team and at least say y'all have pieces to be a good team. If y'all have a different quarterback or a different coach, y'all can be a good team. I can't look at Carolina right now outside of their defense and say I have a good team.
But no disrespect, Brandon. Y'all are the Carolina Panthers. This is the Dallas freaking Cowboys. You just can't be a good team when you are considered America's team.
Y'all not America's team no more. Y'all just hold on to that, but y'all not America's team no
Well,
more.
I agree, but they're on fucking TV every
Well, the
week.
numbers and the stats say
Yeah,
otherwise.
they're on TV. They're the richest pro sports
Uh,
franchise. You put all the pro sport franchises out. Dallas
give
In the
Cowboys is number
world.
one. Number
In
give
one.
the
give
world.
give Travis Swift a couple years. Y'all be number two. Give Travis Swift a couple years. If
Who the
they go
hell?
to the Super Bowl, Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift, they go to the Super Bowl again and win,
Oh my
and Taylor
God.
Swift gets
They
Super Bowl
gon'
next
they
year,
gon'
y'all
look.
gonna be number two.
They
Y'all
gonna
be
break
number
up.
two.
They gonna break up by if he wins Super Bowl. They gonna break up because the publicity stunt is over with.
Why are y'all America's team when y'all ain't been to the? I don't get it. Patrick Mahomes has been in the AFC Championship every year he didn't start it,
Because you
and they
want to
in the
know
heart
why?
of America.
You want to know why? If we no matter if we win, no matter if we lose.
They
When
gonna
you turn
watch
on it on Monday morning, when you turn on the TV, what are they talking about? What the fuck we
the
talking about
Dallas
now?
Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys.
You know what? That term don't even apply to the people who love the Cowboys. It applies to people who hate them too.
Yeah.
Because they give them time and energy just as much as the people who love them do.
Mhm.
But why
Stephen
do
A.
we talk
Smith
about
And
the
and
when
Dallas
you
Skip
account
Cowboys?
Bayless
when
got
you account
famous
for the Cowboys fan base and all the haters, that just increases the viewership even more. There's more people than just, the people who love us.
hmm
Like we have more haters than other teams have fans.
That's facts. Because every
So
fan
that's
base hates y'all.
why, people look at this term America's team and think it's, something that the Cowboys fans coined this team or it's just something for Cowboys fans. No, they're America's team because everybody in America is always talking about them, whether they love them or they hate them.
Yeah.
They're the ones
Hold
that
on.
take up the airwaves. They're the ones that's always in the media. They're the ones that are front page news for the most tiniest things in football. Jerry Jones's breakfast is front page news, but yet, the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud and what he's doing right now gets no coverage, doesn't get talked about.
Right.
We're concerned about Jerry
Hey,
Jones and
that's
what
because
he
he
has to
lost to
say.
a good
Hey,
team last week. That's because he lost to a good
Brandon,
team last week.
Brandon, check this out. The Texas Rangers just won the fucking World Series.
Yeah, ain't nobody
No
hit nothing
one's
about it.
talking about
Ain't
it.
said
They're
nothing
talking
about it.
about
No
they're
one's
talking
talking
about
about it.
Mike McCarthy's game management. That should say everything.
Ain't
There
nobody.
you go.
I had to look up who won the World Series,
Yeah.
which is crazy. I'm
But
listening. I can hear hockey. I'm hearing all about hockey now because they're trying to push hockey. But I don't get why the Dallas Cowboys are covered so much.
Because it brings
Because of who they
attention.
are.
Because
But
you
Because
can
they're
because
valuable.
yeah.
do they get attention because they all that's talked about, or do they get the attention because it's warranted? They haven't won
They
nothing.
get the attention because people are going to tune in to see what they're going to like Stephen A. and the Skip Baylesses and the Ryan Clarks and the
There,
Marcus Spears. People are tuning in to see what they're going to say.
there's this aura around the Cowboys that whether you love them or you hate them,
Mm.
you
But
tune in and you watch anyway. No matter which side you're on, you want to see people talk about them.
Yeah.
but CK,
Last year, last year
People
they
have a
lost.
growing hatred towards the Cowboys
Yeah.
because they're
I'm
always in the
glad you
media.
said last
Well,
year,
if
Miles.
they talk about them
No, I'm saying last year
more
when
than
they
other
lost in the.
teams,
Go ahead, Trigger.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say last year when they lost in the playoffs, the 49ers, Eagles, Chiefs, and the Bengals were fighting for the Super Bowl. They talked about the Cowboys till that Thursday.
Yeah.
So that's why they're considered American.
But they get a segment every day. Cowboys get a segment every day.
And that's why
But
they're
it's the
considered
Cowboys and the
American
Lakers.
team.
Cowboys and Lakers get a segment every day. But I want to go back to last year, like you said. Carolina was getting segments every day because we had Baker Mayfield. When we had Baker Mayfield, Carolina was being talked about every day.
But what y'all being talked about first? We y'all consider A block.
I mean, we was after the Cowboys. We was in the football block.
Yeah, we
So
should
not A block.
We was in the football block.
But you want the A block. Like, so when
But
you do
now,
A
but
block,
no,
let's say if
I
the show
take.
come on at 10 o'clock. At 9:55 when they do the preview, they talking about the Cowboys. 10
It
o'clock,
depends on
they
what show
talking
you
about
watching.
the Cowboys. 10:45, they go back to talking about the Cowboys. 11:15, they bring on a guest to talk about the Cowboys. And then they end the show talking about the Cowboys.
But here's my thing. Hey, side
And then
note,
the next
they
show
gonna talk
comes
about
on, they talk about the Cowboys.
CJ Stroud all this week, so you can go ahead and count. CJ Stroud gonna be the talk of the town this week.
I ain't heard the
Because
first
he
thing
broke the
about
record.
CJ Stroud this week.
CJ
I
Stroud was
Nothing
just in the
about
game.
CJ
They just
Stroud
showed him in the
this
game, and they've been talking about him all day.
I
They've been talking about
heard
CJ
nothing
Stroud
about
breaking his
CJ
record all
Stroud this
day.
week.
Everybody talked about CJ Stroud breaking his record
I heard
because I
nothing
guess
about it. He
that's because
deserves
you've been
more
looking
TV
at
time.
penalties and game, man. You've been on that X. You gotta get off X, and you gotta look at the sports shows and see what they're talking about.
click on YouTube, go on YouTube, and I guarantee you the first thing you're gonna see is
See,
something.
my algorithm don't got Cowboys. My algorithm got financial management, Carolina Panthers, and I was just on there. You heard me listening to YouTube. I don't got none Cowboys on there. I got Carolina Panthers, EYL, Colorado, which they got to do something too.
Yeah, they would have knew they was America's team in college football. Boy, have they fell off.
They fell off. They started talking about. But let me go to some stats on y'all. Listen to these stats. And I'm gonna listen to these stats right now because you don't want to talk. Why would I talk about this team? 62 receptions for 610 yards. That's our leading receiver, Adam Thielen.
Throw the Thielen.
You know who the second receiver behind him?
Who?
DJ Shark. 17 receptions, 229 yards. Jonathan Mingo, 20 receptions, 200 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 85 carries, 328 yards.
About 4 yards a pop.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I mean, it's probably a little under, but
it doesn't look like that during the game though. And I sit there and I watch the QB school that come on YouTube and they show Carolina's offense and all 22. Our receivers cannot separate for anything. But I go back and my only hope is Peyton Manning struggled, Troy Aikman struggled, Trevor Lawrence looked like a bust before they got rid of Urban Meyer. So I'm not done on Bryce. Let's see what we do next year. But I'm not confident in the powers that be that is in charge.
But you also got to build a team around him too. You just can't wait till next year. You got to actually have players.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say our team is. We can't spend. We don't have any money because we got to pay Derek Brown, Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, Frankie Louvu. Who else we got to pay? I mean, even just those four, the contracts right there. Brian Burns wants $30 million. Frankie's gonna get 20. J.C. Horn, he probably gonna have to do a prove it. And then Derek Brown's gonna get every bit of 18 to 20 million. And then in 4 years, we got to pay Bryce too if he pans out. We don't have a first round pick. We have a high value second round pick. But where do you go? Do you go wide receiver? Do you go O line? Do you go cornerback?
You go O line. I mean, hell, you need to protect them. I think offensive line and defensive line is one of the most unappreciated positions in football.
But our D line should be. Well, we're in a 3-4. That's part of the reason I think we struggle a little bit with running this 3-4.
Well,
but
there was a lot of 4-3s. I
think this game.
Yeah.
That's probably because the run game. They switched it up for the run game.
I'm about to say, I'm surprised. I didn't know teams still ran 3-4. I thought most teams run like a 3-3-5 now.
That's what they. I think they said we a 4-4. I
Or
don't know
four
what is
two
it.
five or something like
That's
that.
what they said. We kind of 4-2-5, but it's a 3-4. We had Derek Brown on the end. What shot Tuttle in the middle and Rayshawn? Like it's I don't know.
Because
Our
technically, if you
offense
look
wasn't.
at it, a 3-4 ain't nothing but a modified 5-2.
Yeah.
Um,
Here's the thing that kind of makes me mad with the defense is you got a nasty guy in uh, Chin. He
Yeah.
really hasn't done anything this year because of the set of how how they're doing the defense.
Less than 50% of the snaps
Yeah, and that was when
before he got hurt.
yeah, and when they uh, came out saying that there was going to be the 3-4, we what's the point of having him
Yep.
in actual spot? I mean, yeah, he's one hell of a hybrid player, but you're still going to need somebody of his caliber in his spot.
Yeah, they're
Right?
saying Buffalo nickel, but he can't cover.
Yeah, he's more valuable on the outside blitz.
They should have put him in. If they were going to do 3-4, they should have put him in the middle. You had Brian Burns and Frankie on the outside. He'd have been in the middle. Shaq Thompson's hurt.
Yep, that was the second game. Was it
We
that one?
got Deion Jones. JC. We had JC Horn for a quarter.
Yeah,
A quarter.
he,
Our defense is not. But then I go back to our defense isn't bad, even with all the injuries. Is it coaching? Now I go back to coaching. Why should we believe in Frank Wright? Like with y'all, why should y'all believe in Mike McCarthy? They're supposed to be these
Yep.
offensive gurus, and our offense look horrible.
we don't believe in them. But then,
I don't believe
my
in them.
thing of it is, how often can we blame these coaches? Because at the end of the day, these players are grown ass men.
True.
And I know these coaches, I mean, they're working 18 hours a day. They can't be fucking up. It's something. You got to put it on the players, too. I think,
No, it's coaching. It's coaching.
You got, but
Man.
look at it. But the coach is working against them too. Like it come to a certain because it's bad teams. You can look at a bad team, but they still getting 200, 300, 400 yards passing. Bryce Young's getting 179 yards passing, but we're supposed to have, and this is what makes me mad. We're supposed to have Frank Wright, offensive mind, Jim Caldwell, advisor, Ijaro Evero, Broncos guru, who Dom Capers, defensive guru, Josh McCown, quarterback coach, Thomas Brown, hot shot from the Rams, young McVay coaching tree, D'Angelo Williams, assistant. We have all these things, and they pushed this coaching staff on us. Oh, we had an extensive search. We're gonna find the best coaching staff possible, and we won
well,
at 7.
again, but like you said, your wide receivers cannot separate. I mean, you can have all the best coaches in the world, but if you got me and Remington as the top 2 receivers, how far you think the coaches are gonna go?
I mean, hell,
You gotta get a little bit of talent in there.
it's like
Rim gonna give me a 3-yard hitch, bro. I'm gonna hit Rim on a 3-yard hitch. I'm gonna get a
But
3-yard hitch.
You need the talent, like coaches.
I'll take y'all though. Y'all gonna
Rim
separate.
be
Y'all
running
probably
routes
faster than
anyway.
me.
He might. I don't know.
But coaches only gonna take you so far. That's why. Why do you think coaches, wait and see? Like, say if there's a coaching job, they wait and see like what's what. I'm
But
not gonna take no coaching job if I got, if I ain't got a quarterback.
look,
But
you had the
yeah.
first pick. We had the first pick. You had no Carolina was open to trade. I think it's Tepper. I really think it's Dave Tepper. I don't think anybody wants to work with David Tepper because he's a hands-on owner. He's
too much
all
of a
in the pot.
because, like you said a couple weeks ago, Wright came out. They asked him, like, how is he as an owner being like? And he said it's a little bit, I'm like, I guarantee. I mean, look with the Eagles, and I know old Jerry. He likes to have his hand in the pot a lot with the Cowboys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
I mean, what top teams owners are vested like how David Tepper is.
Yeah, he said he got a meeting. He got to go to this man meeting every Monday and explain what happened.
Like you was at
We
the
have a
game.
meeting.
Like
Like, I
if you're
mean,
needing to know, understand what the hell happened to a game that you was at watching with the team that you spend money on, you shouldn't be an owner.
and that's my thing. So, is y'all owner? Is he a football guy,
No,
or
he
is he?
came from the steel. He's a hedge fund guy. He's a money. He knows
Yeah,
money. He's great with money.
So he needs to stick with the business side and hire football mind. This is
But
the
he's
same problem with Jerry. Jerry is a business like minded person. He needs to hire football guys,
but
but
Jeremy's good on the
unfortunately,
business side.
but
Jeremy's great on
unfortunately,
the business side. That's why y'all number one and y'all get all the publicity.
yeah.
Tepper's not a good on the business side because he's messing up business deals and all that kind of stuff, and he's messing that side up too.
yeah, exactly.
Like the whole
Rocky.
Rocky Hill situation where he getting sued because he pulled out of development. He's
Yeah,
not good on that side either. He's just I don't know what he's like. What was it? What was he saying? His wife made a decision. His wife was I think his wife is the what is she? He's
here's
like the president of the Panthers or something right now, I think.
Oh,
like
that's the problem. You got family working in this shit. I mean, y'all just like the Cowboys boat. Y'all doing nepotism type shit, like keeping it in the family.
But look at the Hunts. Look at the Hunts and look at the Roonies. Like,
But they're hiring football minded. But and they're also the Hunts and the Rooney. They're also staying out the fuck out the way.
that's true.
You hardly hear about them like you hear about Jerry Jones. Why after every game Jerry Jones is the first person you hear talk?
Hey, that's Jerry, baby. Jerry
Yeah,
got to get his
and
opinion out
that's
there.
why we're getting the product we've been getting for the past 30 years. The one coach, how do the one coach that was winning, you got jealous because people saying it was him, not you, and then you fire his ass. How you
Was
fire someone after they
that
win
was
you
Jimmy
back to
Johnson?
back Super Bowls? Who
Jimmy
does that?
Johnson?
Yeah, who does that?
Jerry Jones. But then, like Tepper, you tell Matt Rule you got 7 years to build a team, then you fire him year two and a half in 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I think the only reason Frank Wright didn't get fired this week is because we got a game Thursday night. I think that's the only reason Frank Wright did not get fired because you lose a game and the opposing owner is sitting there dancing in our locker room. The owner that fired you is dancing in our fucking locker room after a back surgery. He's dancing in our fucking locker. How disrespectful is that? And I feel like, what are we doing, Carolina? Like, what are we doing? It's at least with Ron Rivera, you had like a little dog in there. Steve
Oh,
Wilkes brought the Carolina Panthers grit back.
yeah,
Like, we was gonna pound that ball down your fucking throat. The Detroit Lions last year, we set rushing records on the Detroit Lions last year. This year they beat us by what, 20 points?
oh god, yeah, that was embarrassing.
30 points? Like it's just not good. We were up 14-0 on the Dolphins.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how in the hell does that even happen? Like, where did it go?
Like this team is so much like this. I don't know which Bryce I'm gonna get. I don't know what O-line I'm gonna get. The only thing that's consistent for me is Chuba Hubbard. I know what Chuba Hubbard and Adam Thielen gonna do.
I tell you one thing. I noticed last couple games is Blackshear.
Yeah, bring
I,
it
I,
back.
yeah, personally, I think they need to reduce his special teams more.
But
And
no, he had the kickoffs. The
no,
kickoffs, he got us a big kickoff return. Like it's
yeah, but he did good during his regular rushing plays. Like he had a couple big games.
I need Miles Sanders to be worth $10 million. That's what I really. That's what we really need is Miles Sanders to be worth $10 million. Like I watch every other team. I watch football. I've been watching a lot. I watch the Dolphins and the Chiefs game specifically, and it's just like every team just look way better than us. Trigger been telling me we just not that good, but every team just look way better than us. The Ravens, though, all roads gonna lead to the Ravens. Trigger, I think that's what y'all should worry about coming out the AFC. But
Yeah, the Ravens are a very complete team right now. I admit, they do scare me. I mean, they would scare me if we had to play against them. And at this point, that's only possible this season if we meet them in the Super Bowl, um, which I don't see my team getting there. The Ravens
Damn.
very much so I could see getting there. They've been probably the most consistent team throughout the AFC in the last few weeks. You know, Buffalo's been up and down. We've seen Kansas City struggle a little bit, and those are the teams that we look at as two of the top teams in the AFC. Also, Miami, they've been very up and down. We've seen them go up against a good team in Philly and come out and lose. We also seen them lose to Kansas City this
They
past
win that
Sunday as
game if
well.
Tyreek Hill don't fumble though. If Tyreek Hill don't fumble that
They
ball and two of
yeah.
those yeah, maybe. Yes, maybe.
Again, maybe, but they did lose that game to
That's true.
the Chiefs, and the Chiefs also did not look that great in that game as well. They had a defensive touchdown. If you take that off the board, you know, we're
Yeah.
talking a different ball game here.
That's
So,
the fumble. That's what I'm saying.
um,
That fumble is
yeah, so yeah, that was crucial. But if you look at all the top teams in AFC that I just named, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, um, the Dolphins. The Ravens, you have to think, are the most complete team right now. They're playing the best football than all those teams I named. And don't sleep on the Bengals either. They're starting
oh
to
yeah.
come along
They looked
too
good last
now.
night. They looked good last
Yeah,
night.
Joe Burrow, that calf injury, I guess, was really,
Hurting them.
really a thing. I know they tried to downplay it, but since they come back off the bye week, man, they've been looking like a different football team, and he's looking like a much healthier Joe Burrow, the Joe Burrow that we saw, you know, before the injury. So you gotta, give Cincinnati their props and not sleep on them as well. The AFC North division, that whole division is tough. Everybody is over 500, and the Browns came off a big win on this past Sunday. So it's a tough division. The Steelers are up there. Cincinnati's finally coming along. Like I said, Cleveland, they're in the mix, and then Baltimore sits atop right now. And we'll just see how that unfolds. It's going to be interesting to watch that division specifically, and who comes out in the playoffs.
I look at every team though. Even the Raiders. The Raiders fired their coach and blew the Giants out. Josh
You
Dobbs
know,
didn't even have a playbook and won a football game.
yep.
And we
You,
can't
you,
beat the worst defense in the league. Trigger scored 14 points on us.
hmm
Like, what are we doing? Like, you know me. You know how optimistic I am of the Carolina Panthers, my team.
You're very, very optimistic. Yes.
When I tell you it was tough for me to look, you was
Borderline
at the game.
crazy.
CP was at the game. For me watching the game, how tough it was to watch it, I couldn't imagine sitting there watching that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, and it's in the stadium. It's just expensive to go. The food's expensive. It's none of our fans are there. It's a away game in most games. Like at least y'all got hope every year. You know the Cowboys, y'all gonna at least go to the play. Y'all might go to the playoffs every year.
Talk about
That
fans.
is
Talk about fans real quick. Um, I went to my first game in 2019, and we had who's that? Cam was hurt. He was on IR, and oh Lord, what the hell's his name?
Cal Allen.
Nah, yeah.
Cal Allen.
We played Tennessee. We won 30 or 33-13 or something.
Mm-hmm.
That was out of all the times I've been. I think that game we had. There was not many Titans fans. I mean, it's not even that far for them to go either. But all of the last couple of years, it's been
It's sad, man.
yeah.
When Dallas comes and play us next week,
It's gonna be
it's
all
gonna be
down.
it's gonna be all Dallas fans. Nothing but Dallas fans in that stadium.
Yeah, and
And that's sad. You said what?
I got to take one with me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you going to watch that game?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, the old lady that's her team, and
Oh.
I don't think she has ever been to an NFL game. Oh, not an NFL game, but her team.
Well, she gonna watch Dak throw for 450 yards and get 6 touchdowns.
He's gonna. Yeah, I told her last night when we got back to the car. When me, her, and my daughter got back to the car, I said, looked at her dead straight. I said, y'all gonna have a great game against us in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. And that's if they bring J.C. Horn. We supposed to have Von Bell back, J.C. Horn, all this stuff back. I don't know. Trigger is. I don't know. I do not know what's going on. I can't. I don't see hope, man. I don't. Bryce gives you flashes some, but then he does some stuff like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
but then it's like, and like y'all said, I know he a rookie. I get he a rookie, but then it's like, all right,
Look,
Frank, I know he a rookie. What are y'all doing? Why are y'all motioning Miles Sanders out to receiver, leaving Bryce in the empty backfield if the O line is struggling? The O line is struggling with pressure. Why would you take everything out the backfield? If we're not throwing the ball to our tight ends, put a tight end in there, put a running back in there, and just block and let us throw the ball downfield. Give him some time to see if he can throw the ball downfield, but we can't even do that.
no.
And it's just like, that's why I go back. Is it coaching?
Well, here's the thing. Going back to the spots on our receivers cannot get separation. The biggest separation was that 48-yard game. There was no one around her for like 10, 15 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest separation, I think, all season.
And look what happened. And we got a big play out there. He had time to throw, receiver
Yep.
separated, and Bryce looked good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Damn, Cam Akers towards Achilles again. Fuck. But
Another thing, we can't we get a turnover. We really don't. We can't capitalize
nothing.
on.
It's like y'all Trigger. We go backwards because whenever Bryce gets sacked, it feels like it's 15 yards. Because
that's what happens when Dax gets sacked.
And
like,
what really pissed the whole stadium off last night was on the first drive for us. It was 4 and less than 1.
yep.
And you're at, I think it was probably around the 45, hour 45. Why then you decide to punt it? You're
Was that
less.
the one we get a turnover on?
No,
Uh-uh.
no, it was actually our legit first drive. And then
Because you don't got Cam no more. Cam, at least put Andy in there. Let Andy sneak it. Like,
yeah,
that's what y'all say about Philly. Philly in that tush push. Man, we got to do something. Bryce better put somebody in the backfield, pick Bryce's little ass up and throw his ass across the line or something. Like, I don't know. In my head right now, are we not? If I'm 1-6, I don't care. Throw the ball. Bryce, just throw it downfield. Just show him you can throw it downfield. Like, do something to win. I feel like we're not even fighting to win. And then Frank sit on the sideline looking like this.
yeah. We can't tank because we ain't got no first. So that's pointless.
And then this game Thursday, if the Bears beat us, they get a better pick. If the Bears lose, they get a better pick. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
but I feel like DJ Moore's gonna go crazy on us. If CJ Henderson's out, Brian Burns is out. Gosh, we're gonna have DJ Johnson and Amari Barno.
They already.
starting.
I saw it earlier. I don't even think Burns is gonna play.
No, they say he ain't gonna make the concussion. He's not gonna make the concussion protocol in time. So he's out. So it's gonna be DJ Johnson. That's how I think they signed Blake Martinez, because they're gonna take Frankie out of the middle and put Frankie on the edge so he can rush more probably, and then let DJ Johnson, Amari Barno, and all those guys get to the quarterback. I don't know. Yeah, try to.
Yeah, because
Brian Burns is he making me a little mad. He got 5 sacks. He's leading the team in sacks right now, but you want 30 million.
Yeah.
Trigger, y'all paying Micah Parsons?
Yeah, we got to.
How you feel about his play so far?
I mean, I feel like he's played enough and he's earned his money. I mean, for that defense, I think he's the engine to the Cowboys defense. He makes that whole thing go. And the fact that we can play him in multiple different positions and kind of get, some very, very good uses out of him at those positions, like he's productive at those positions. I
Right.
think that warrants him a big contract.
But that's the thing too. We don't move Brian Burns around at all. I don't get that. Why do we don't? At least Micah Parsons, y'all move him around, bring him from different spots. Brian Burns is just, hey, go run at this tackle and try to get past him.
It, they,
Yeah, I just think some guys just maybe it's in a contract, maybe it's just their comfort levels playing certain positions. I'm not sure about that and why the team doesn't move guys of that caliber around more, and they just kind of keep them in one spot. I don't know. At this point, it wouldn't hurt Carolina to try, because you got nothing to lose.
We got nothing
If
to
you
lose.
wanna move them around or try to do something different with them on defense, now's the time to try it. And if it don't work, like I said, it's not going to hurt you guys even more. And if it does work, it's like, all right, well, we got something that we can kind of use in the future, I guess. But I really don't know. But I just know with the Cowboys, it makes their defense a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more unpredictable when they do shift Micah around. You know, he's on the line or he's in the linebacker spot. I've even seen him in coverage.
Yeah,
Down the field covering guys. Um, so, it just makes it a little bit harder for opposing offenses to try to figure out what Dallas is doing and what they're scheming defensively when you don't know where he's going to be, how he's going to line up. It just makes it that much better. And the fact that Michael, like I said, he's actually producing at those spots. Like they're not just bluffing with him, they're not just
right.
using him as a decoy. Like they're playing him at these positions and he's actually performing.
We should have started Andy Dalton this season. That's what I truly think, especially with two division games starting out.
yeah.
I I felt Bryce should have sat this year in the beginning. I don't care if he's drafted first. Give him to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was drafted in the first round, and he set and he got better. I felt like if Bryce would have set, and we're sitting at 1-7 going into the bye week, or it's 1-6 going into the bye week, or whatever. I mean, we was 0-6 going into the bye week. Then you're like, all right, let's see what the rookie can do. He's gonna play Houston. He's gonna play Indy. He's gonna play Chicago. Give him 3 games. See what he's got. If he's good, we'll go with him. If not, we saw what he got. Let's get ready for next year. But I really think Bryce's confidence is. I don't think. I think his confidence. I don't want to say it's ruined, but I look at his face and like I just don't. I don't know if his confidence is there anymore, because I think some of that stuff in the pocket. I think he's a little bit of like he don't want to get hit because sometimes I feel like he just leaves the pocket too soon. Because I was watching Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson's getting some of that pressure that Bryce gets, but he just stayed there a little bit longer and he just waits and then delivers a ball. I think like Bryce, he'll try to bail out or he just gets hit because it's I don't know. He don't
Well,
I don't know.
that was the system he was brought up in.
Yeah.
Because I mean, technically, in college, the closest you're going to get to actual NFL caliber is the SEC. So
At
Yep.
Alabama.
in Alabama and Georgia and
That's
all.
why I be scared every week, Brandon, when Georgia plays against teams in their division, whether they ranked or not. What do I tell you?
Yeah.
The
Hey,
toughest
I was worried
division
for y'all
in
last
college
game.
football.
I was worried for y'all for a little bit in this last game. I
Yeah,
was like,
and you will be worried again this weekend when we play Ole Miss. They ranked 10.
All Miss
but
looking at.
They're in the top 10, and we got Tennessee the week after that. So yeah,
oh, I'm
it's
done with
gonna be a
football.
little.
Virginia Tech lost
It's gonna be
36-3.
a gauntlet that Georgia's going through. I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat trying to figure out how I'm gonna compose myself watching them play these teams. I
Yeah, we
can't handle the stress.
Yeah. Hey, Miami lost it for y'all. Lost it for yourselves though.
no,
Y'all need
duh.
to go ahead.
Yeah, he did. Tyler Van Dyke did that. That was just
Yeah.
what should have happened was they should with the Clemson game when we started the freshman. He did good. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it went into fucking double overtime. He came
But
out with
Clemson's not a bad team though. People keep thinking Clemson because they ain't ranked. Clemson's not a bad team.
no. I mean, they have
Ooh,
They
fails.
beat Notre Dame. But if Notre Dame a good team though.
Hell, look,
ooh.
we
Is Notre
spanked
Dame a good team? Hey, I heard
them
something today.
years ago.
Caleb Williams might be like Bryce too. Because if you look at Caleb Williams play, a lot of his stuff is, and I saw it, is just running around, getting away from people, throwing the ball on breaking broken plays. That stuff ain't
Yeah,
gonna work in the NFL.
okay, that's what I was getting at.
That's not
That's
gonna
why I
work
was
in the NFL.
asking. Like you said, he's a lot like Bryce Young. You mean like the college version of Bryce Young or the
Yes,
NFL version of Bryce Young?
the college.
'Cause I
But
guess
look at Trigger.
it's the same
Bryce
Bryce
Young
Young.
went up against the better Georgia defense, and look what he did to him.
Yeah, I know. They all everyone plays well against Georgia.
But I'm saying that Georgia defense is the Eagles' starting defense. Why is Bryce not acting like that in the NFL?
The NFL is just different. I don't know.
I get it. It's like the all stars of every single conference, all stars of the SEC for the last 10 years. I heard somebody said it. I understand all that, but Bryce, for you to look so good in college, but then again, like Miles said, you had Henry Ruggs, you had Jalen Waddle. I think he had Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, Jalen Wild.
Did he have Devontae Smith?
No.
Yeah,
No, he didn't have
Oh,
Devontae. I think Mac had
I thought
Devontae.
he did.
Devontae won the Heisman.
No, right. Never mind.
yeah.
But then look at Mac Jones. But then I also look at what is Tua without Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Tua's about to lose his job. So do we need to go get Bryce a receiver? So with that second pick, that's gonna be the first pick of the second round. That's gonna be pick 33. Do we go get a standout receiver for Bryce? Or do we get an O lineman? Or
I
is
think
our
the
O line
offense.
bad because Brady Christensen is hurt?
Mm,
Because Brady Christensen was a guard. I think he was Zach Wilson's guard at BYU, and I think he didn't allow any sacks or something crazy. Do you move Icky to guard and put Brady Christensen at left tackle? Because Icky can't play tackle
I'll tell you
unless
this.
he's in the sophomore slump. But they
I t-
said it earlier today, like Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell was a dominant tackle, but you put him on the left side, he's not the same. He's playing the right side. Penei Sewell's on the right side dominating. Taylor Moton's getting old. Do you go get an all-star left tackle? Let Taylor Moton ride it out for a little while longer, or he may retire and you move Icky to the right side. I would love to have Icky on the right side, but I'm scared of Icky on the right side because he's getting beat with power and speed.
yeah. I'll tell you this. If you know, reminisce a little bit. Last year, uh, after Steve Wilkes got the internship or interim or whatever, the line wasn't that bad.
We was running that ball though. All they had
Yeah.
to do is we was running 80% of the time. And it's passing to like it's that's
The
what's scary because we was getting 100. Because you think about it, we was getting what 6 yards a pop last year too.
yeah. You had
So,
a running back.
but I don't think Chuba's a bad running back. I think Chuba
Huh.
really needs a chance. But
Yeah.
I think Chuba needs that power back with him. Deontay Foreman and Chuba would have been great. Deontay Foreman, Chuba, and Blackshear could have been our backfield. We could have
Yeah.
saved that $10 million and paid Brian Burns because Devontae Foreman only signed for $3 million. That's
mm-hmm.
$7 million we could have saved. What are
Yeah.
we doing, Scott Fitter? Scott Fitter, you supposed to be the man from Seattle. Oh, Seattle, we the gurus of scouting and all this kind of stuff. And your pick's not hidden, brother. None of your pick. You traded up for DJ Johnson. Uh, you did they trade up for Jonathan Mingo too, or he fell to us. But then you picked Jonathan Mingo over Tank Dell, over all these other receivers. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I noticed that there was a bunch of kids we should have got that we passed on. I mean, granted,
But the draft is tough.
we only had what 5 picks last year, 5, 6.
Yep, we got. I like Jamie Robinson. Jamie Robinson, I do like him. Chandler Zavala, he was getting beat. He was getting beat bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, Trigger. It's like y'all, at least y'all can scout. Like Dallas can find talent. Like y'all gonna find a tight end.
Yeah,
Dallas is gonna find a tight end.
here's what I'm gonna stop you at right now, brother.
Here we go.
You know what I don't understand? The Dallas Cowboys had a chance to get DeAndre Hopkins. He
Yeah,
wanted
he
to go
wanted to.
there.
He got to answer the phone.
They did not want, for whatever reason, didn't even try to check, see, no meetings, visits, nothing. But you going out and you flying in Martavius Bryant for a workout. And this man ain't played an NFL snap since 2018.
He's in XFL, won't he? CFL.
somewhere, but he won in the NFL. So what does that say about our scouting? I
Is
think
that scouting
anybody I think anybody would safely say they would take DeAndre Hopkins over Martavius Bryant
or Michael Gallup?
or Michael Gallup. Which
Yeah, but
I
is that
mean, why?
scouting or is that just ownership? Is that scouting or ownership? Because I don't feel like that's scouting. You got him in your lap right there. That's just y'all not pulling the trigger because I don't get why you wouldn't.
I think it's more of the ownership than it is scouting because the ownership does the scouting,
That is
and
true.
then they
Yes,
need to get out of it and go away. But it is what it is at this point. But that kind of stuff perplexes me. You got guys in the NFL right now who are in situations that, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, went down a list of running backs, Dalvin Cook, Jonathan Taylor, until the Colts finally committed to him. DeAndre Hopkins potentially was up for sale. Derrick Henry was potentially up for sale. Um, all these guys, we don't pick up the phone and ask about any of them, knowing that some of them could very well help us, especially the running back and receiver position. But we won't go out and see what Martavius Bryant can do. Like a player who ain't played in the league in 5 years over somebody who expressed they wanted to come to us, someone who has played top level, high quality football, no matter how many quarterbacks has DeAndre Hopkins had in his career?
a lot.
And the only good quarterback he's probably had was Deshaun Watson.
Hmm. I don't know. Will
And
Levis over there throwing him the ball.
that man still, well, you mean to tell me he ain't gonna make Dak Prescott's numbers look better? Like Dak Prescott, I would take over most of the quarterbacks that DeAndre Hopkins has had. You mean to
He
tell
makes
me that
everybody look better.
just like that's what I'm saying? Like he makes all those guys look good, and those guys weren't even on Dak's level. Imagine what he could do for Dak. We saw Amari Cooper do that when they went out and got him. Shockingly, I might admit, when they went out and got Amari Cooper, I was like, "What? Dallas went out and made a trade for a number one receiver in the middle of the season?" And we saw how Dak's numbers went when Amari Cooper came in there. Imagine
Amari
with
Cooper
DeAndre
still doing his
Hopkins.
thing too.
He still is. He had a big game.
Still,
Five
still
catches for
doing his thing.
100, 120, 130 yards this past Sunday. Like,
Dalton Schultz
huge
for the
game.
Texans.
Huge game. But imagine DeAndre Hopkins playing with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, having those two guys. That's CeeDee Lamb's idol. CeeDee Lamb wanted to wear number 10 when he came into the league because of DeAndre Hopkins.
Hey, and you said about the Bengals, and I watched the game. Irv Smith Jr. had a good pass last night, but I think it's because the Bengals have so many receivers. Because Jamar Chase got shut down yesterday, but T. Higgins had a game. It
Yeah.
does not hurt you to have multiple options on your team.
Exactly. T. Higgins is looked at as a number one receiver by a lot of teams in the league. He just happens to be on a team where there's two other, or really one other guy, and Jamar Chase in front of him because you got him, you got Jamar Chase, you got Tyler Boyd. That's like the three-headed monster, the wide receivers in Cincinnati. But T. Higgins can go to any other team in the league, and he could potentially be a top wide receiver on all those teams, except for Buffalo, where they got Stephon Diggs. Maybe you got Tyreek down in Miami. Anywhere else, he could probably be a number one on most teams.
He could have came to
So,
Carolina and been number one.
but they like I said, they shut down Jamar Chase. It don't matter because T Higgins will get off. You shut down CeeDee Lamb. Who the Cowboys got? Michael Gallup ain't doing it. You see
Brandon
what Michael
Cooks.
Gallup do? 2 catches. Brandon Cooks had 1 catch for 7 yards. And here's another thing too. How you gonna go out and get a guy like a Brandon Cooks and you don't use him? 1 catch for 7 yards. Larry was talking about that fourth down play when Dak or the play was designed to throw the ball to Jalen Tolbert on fourth and
Yeah.
8. He said Jake Ferguson, you know who else was wide open? Brandon Cooks. He was wide open. Well, we're gonna throw it to Jalen Tolbert.
Let me ask y'all about that because I think it's some of Bryce. You think these quarterbacks not trust these receivers? Because some of it, I think maybe Bryce don't trust a Terrence Marshall, or sometimes he don't trust DJ Chark, or sometimes he don't trust Hayden. Like, is it a trust thing too, or they just not like?
I don't know if I necessarily say it's trust because you got to have a lot of trust to throw a ball on a big play on 4th and 8. We need this to keep this drive alive and to win this the ball game. We see what CD Lamb has done all game long. You would think we would go to him. No, we're gonna go to the guy who's played the least amount of snaps. Like you got to have a lot of trust to do something like that. Go to a guy who ain't caught but like 2 balls, and I don't know how many games we played now. This
You think it's trust or you
game
think
of
he
mistakes.
panicked?
I don't think he panicked. I just think that he tried. I guess they thought that hey, CD Lamb's gonna be the one getting the ball this play, so he probably already had it made up in his head that I'm gonna go elsewhere with the ball.
And
He just
CD
went to the
Lamb was on
wrong
a
guy.
one on one open. Like you could
Yeah,
throw your CD Lamb
if
one on
I'm
one.
if I'm going to throw a contested ball in that situation, I'm going to do it with my best receiver. My best receiver's been hot all game long. CeeDee Lamb had 11 catches for 191 yards last night. Jake
Balling.
Ferguson was second on the team with 7 catches for 91 yards.
They
So
said it. Marshawn Lynch
those are
said
your
it.
top 2 guys.
Marshawn Lynch said it on the podcast, or they said it for him. Tyreek said it. I would live with that. If you throw that ball to CD Lamb and you get a pick, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I lived it. Like Marshawn said, they said if we run the ball with you, Marshawn Lynch, in the Super Bowl 4 times and we don't get it, we can live with that. We can live with giving you the ball 4 times and not getting it. I could live with Dak trying to go to CD Lamb, Dak going to a Brandon Cooks in that moment. You can't live with you going to Tobert
Yeah,
in that moment. Like I could live
yeah.
with you. I could
I
live with a
mean,
pick. If Dak, you throw a pick trying to get CD, I could live with that.
and I feel like the only reason they went to Tolbert is because he had a couple of good catches. He had a touchdown catch, and he had another good catch, earlier in the game. And I was like, okay, he caught two big balls, right? So maybe he can, And they went to him in that spot, and nothing. He couldn't come down with it. Like it wasn't a perfect ball, but it was a ball that only he could get. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be caught by the defender. So he gave Tolbert the chance to get it. He just had to go up and get it, and he just couldn't come down with it.
I think y'all beating Philly the next time around.
Yeah, I feel like we will get them back at home. We usually split with them anyway. I feel like we take turns
Why?
beating each other, but I just want to see Dallas in the playoffs
Y'all
play the
getting in
way
the
they
playoffs.
did yesterday. We played good enough yesterday to win that game. We absolutely did. We were in it the entire time. There was never a point in that game where Dallas was out of it. Where you looked at it and was like, okay, that's it. Cowboys are done. Even though Philly went on that run in the third quarter, Dallas still was in that ball game. And they came back in the fourth quarter and they proved that, hey, if we got one stop in the third quarter, we done something different in the third quarter in terms of, getting the penalties. Maybe we don't get a penalty on one of those drives. We keep them from scoring a touchdown. And that's the difference in the ball game. And then on top of the miscues that we had, Schoonmaker, the knee touching down before the ball crossed the plane on
Yeah.
that fourth down play. Dak, his foot stepping out of bounds before he broke the plane on the 2-point conversion. Those things not going in our direction. Like those little things came back and they absolutely, they cost us the game. On top of us not getting off the field when we needed to earlier in the game with our defense. The Dallas Cowboys so far this season have given up way too many points and losses versus their wins. When they're beating teams, I mean, nobody's scoring more than 10, 15 points. When we're losing games, everybody's scoring nearly 25, 28, 30 plus on us. And we're scoring, I don't think we're even averaging 20 points a game in our losses. So Dallas has got to find a way to be more consistent defensively, again, against better teams. And I hate that they lost this game because it was against Philly, and you got that whole narrative about Dallas not being able to beat the good teams. Like we saw what happened with San Fran. We saw it again last night with Philly. The game they lost to the Cardinals, obviously, just I still trying to ponder that one. I know we were down a bunch of guys in that game, but still, you got to be able to beat a team like that, even if you are down a few men. Um, they were down a few people too, so we got to find a way to win those games against those kinds of teams. But the fact that the Philly lost and the 49ers lost, given that those two teams next to us are the top two teams in the NFC, it just it stings a little bit more. And
Seattle
um,
lost. You said Seattle?
I'm just talking about the top teams that we talk about in the NFC. Like, yes,
Okay.
Seattle, Detroit, they're right there. But the top three teams we talk about on a weekly basis that's in that rotation. It might be different orders, but all with the same three teams: Philly, San Fran, Dallas. And we lost to the other two teams this season. Had a chance on the road in both of those games to make a statement, come out with a win. If we beat one of those teams, you know, maybe the narrative about the Cowboys not being able to beat good teams changes a little bit. But the fact that we lost both of those games, given our schedule and what we're about to face coming up after these next 3 weeks, like these next 3 weeks should be winnable games. We got the Giants, we got the Panthers. Stop. We
That's not
got
a
the
winnable
Gi-
game.
we got the Giants, we got the Panthers, we got the Commanders. You know, all in a row. After that Commanders game, we got Philly, we got Seattle, we got Detroit,
I can't give you all the
we
Commanders,
got
man.
Buffalo, we got Miami, all in a row. Not
I,
necessarily in that order, but we got all those games coming up on the back half of our schedule,
I can't
plus
give you all the
another
Commanders because
division
Washington
one.
playing tough. Washington playing tough.
They
I
do,
thought
but
they
we
was gonna
normally
sell.
they play tough, but we normally beat them, and we should beat them. The Cowboys have been absolutely horrible on Thanksgiving the last I don't know how many years
Are
now.
y'all playing them
They
Thanksgiving?
they better win. Yes, they better win this game. They better win this game. They need to win this game. They cannot lose to them. I'm sorry, they just can't. But those are our next three games: New York, Carolina, Washington. And after that, we enter murderous row.
But Washington traded away half their team and they beat the Patriots handedly. Carolina can't win, and they won't trade for nobody.
Yeah, that's what pissed me off.
You know what pissed me off? The fact that Philly and San Fran added to their team at the deadline and Dallas didn't. We went out and we
Carolina
flew
didn't
in.
have nobody.
We went out and flew in Martavius Bryant. That's what we did.
Hey, Carolina had 5 teams call about Brian Burns, and they said nope,
Well, they might not have liked
nope.
who they were getting back or what they were getting back for. Which in that case, I understand that. You want to get the best package back. With that being a high quality player or some high quality draft picks or
It was the
both.
Rams. I would say Rams. You give me Cooper Cup or Puka Nakua, we got a deal. If it was the Rams, it was the Raiders. The Raiders give me Devontae Adams, you got a deal. We could trade
Yeah,
straight up Brian Burns to Devontae Adams. You ain't
Yeah.
making that trade, Trigger.
Oh yeah, I absolutely am. I'm 100% making that trade. I see your receiver group. Get Adam Thielen some help.
No, I can't. Adam Thielen. I love Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen he's not NFL fast.
He ain't
He
got to
takes too
be.
long to get out his breaks.
Well, he our leading receiver. So he must be doing something right.
Yeah.
The other
Bryce
guys
ain't
supposed to
throwing to
be.
nobody else.
The other
I tell
guys.
you, look,
The other
hold
guys
on,
supposed to be faster. They ain't getting
Trigger.
open.
Let me tell you why he our leading receiver. I'm gonna tell you why. 62 receptions, 17 receptions, 20 receptions. That's why he is our leading receiver. He is getting 3 times as much receptions as everybody else.
Why is that?
Because Bryce don't throw the ball deep.
ain't got the time
He
though.
got to throw it deep.
You're right. He don't got the time. He don't have the time to throw it deep. But
Just get the yards. You get the 10, 15 yards you need, and just keep moving the ball up the field
we
beside him.
can't
He
even
got to
get
throw
10,
it deep.
15. We're gonna run the ball. Okay. Frank, run the ball, throw the ball. Thomas Brown is try to throw the ball, get a sack. Oh, let's try to throw a screen. Oh, that don't work. Oh, and then let's do whatever we're gonna do on third down. Let's punt the ball. Like I don't know. The game against the Texans, we had more motion. We actually ran motion and we actually moved people around and we were trying to get people around. And y'all talk about penalties. Carolina, let me tell you what their penalties was. Carolina has 57 penalties on the year. We had 10
Ooh,
penalties last game for 81 yards. The game we won against the Texans, we had 3 penalties for 20 yards. The game where we were up on the Dolphins, we had 3 penalties for 11 yards. Detroit, 7 penalties. Vikings, 6 penalties. The Seahawks, 13 penalties. The Saints 6 penalties. The Falcons 9 penalties. We are. It's not a disciplined team penalty wise. That's offensive penalties. It's offensive false starts and all that kind of stuff. That's a lot of what our penalties are. And I'm sorry, offsides. It's false starts. Hold on, they broke it down right here. It's let's go to the last game. We can go to Indy. Indy, it was 4 false starts. I'm sorry, here it is. It's 4 false starts, 5 ineligible downfield. Oh, this yard. I'm sorry, that was the yards. False start, ineligible downfield, holding, offsides, the bullshit, unnecessary roughness, false start, unnecessary roughness, uh, encroachment. That was Indy. Unsportsmanlike, they offset, false start, offsides, illegal contact, holding, tripping, false start, holding, roughing the passer.
Jeez.
False starts. It's false starts, false starts.
That roughing the passer, I think when they called that on us, that was bullshit.
Derek Brown.
Because that the same thing happened last week against Texans to Bryce Young, and they didn't call.
The Xavier Woods one, that unnecessary roughness, I know it's tough to call, but that really cost a touchdown.
Yeah,
That
that's
truly cost a touchdown.
Yeah,
And I think they got a penalty on the field goal drive. They got a penalty too, didn't they? When they got the field goal, they got a penalty. I think we got a penalty on that drive too. That might have been that other. Where was it? Xavier Woods got unnecessary roughness, and then T. Hill got an unnecessary roughness. Who is T. Hill? It's not Troy Hill. I don't know. Oh, we got overalls by team. Let's see. Dallas, Trigger, you want to see y'all penalties? Or you already know?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we're at the top of the league.
Yeah, y'all up there. What is this? This 2023? Is this week? All weeks. Oh, that's all they ain't gonna tell you about team. That's stupid. Oh, here it is. NFC East. Y'all have 60 penalties. We got 57. Y'all got 60.
Yeah,
Y'all had 10 penalties last game.
Yep.
Y'all had 4 against LA, 11 against the Chargers, 6 against San Fran, 5 against New England, 13 against the Cardinals, which that's probably lost y'all the game. 13 for 107. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Us not having our starters in that game and the penalties killed us.
And then 6 against the Jets and 5 against the Cowboys. But I mean, I don't know, man. 5.5. Our quarterback is throwing 5.5 yards per attempt.
This is what ticks me off. How are we going to have more yards rushing and passing, and still just ship it back?
Yeah, I think we outgained them.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. Yeah, passing we had 137. They had 120. Rushing we had 138 to their 78.
And that's what I was worried about. I was worried about us coming into the game and stopping the Colts rush. We held the Indianapolis Colts to 78 yards rushing.
Yeah, and how about penalties? They had 5 first downs from our penalties.
I just know one thing. A QBR 29.6 is not good.
That's not good at all.
But his raw QBR, where you take everything into account, is 33.3. Oh, and his points he adds is negative 15.8. It's Bryce Young points he had negative 15.8. He's attempted to throw the ball 252 times. I don't feel like that's a lot. Is that a lot? You think about it. Well, no. If you 30 times what 9? So yeah, maybe that is a lot. 270.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dak threw it 44 times last night. That's a lot for him. But he did
but
throw for
y'all,
almost 400.
Bryce is what probably what 250 is his most he's thrown in the game.
Oh, wow.
I think it's 250 or 240. Hold on, I got it right here. I want to say it might be 273. I don't know why that number's coming to my head too. Oh, Trigger. Last week on the picks, you beat me by one.
Ah, starting to
You
become
got
an occurring theme, ain't it?
you went 7-5. I went 6-6. It was It won't even. I can't even say Carolina because I should have went with Las Vegas because I put Las Vegas on my paper and then you talked me into New York.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got Houston over the Bucks. You got Indy over Carolina. You got Philly over Dallas. I got Cincy over Buffalo, and we both about to lose tonight.
All right, here you go. Uh, was the lines? He threw 247.
247 is the most he's thrown in the game.
Yeah, 235 last week against Houston.
Trigger, 247 yards,
Well, NFL quarterback, not good.
and he probably threw the ball 40 times too in that game, ain't it?
41
41 times, 240 yards.
with 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And the longest one, 30 yards. On
And
on
that's
the
your first, and that's the first round pick in the NFL draft. But the second round pick is throwing 5 touchdowns for 470, and then a second round pick threw 4 touchdowns for like 400. What he may have threw 400 yards? The Will Levis throw 400 yards too when he played. Was it the Falcons? It was the
uh,
Falcons, and everybody's and look, they throwing these, they throwing these on the Falcons in the NFC South. They getting all these yards on the NFC South, but Bryce Young can't even beat the Falcons, and he can't even beat the Saints. But everybody else in the NFL is getting records broken on. They breaking records on these teams, and we can't even beat them. We ain't played the Bucks yet, but
oh, we know that how that's going to be.
are we gonna get them? But see, that's the one thing. That's the Baker Mayfield has what I talk about that Bryce doesn't have. Baker Mayfield's a fighter. He's a scrapper. Baker Mayfield is gonna go in there and give you a puncher's chance. He's gonna give you. He's not gonna. He gonna go. He gonna throw the ball. That game he played against the Rams, that Thursday night game, he threw that touchdown. Baker Mayfield's gonna go out there and throw the ball. I feel like Bryce is afraid to make a mistake because he threw 3 picks in his first game or 2 picks in his first game, and I feel like ever since then he's afraid to make a mistake. But if I'm his coach, go make all the mistakes you want to make right now.
Yeah.
Go make them right now so we can figure it out. We'll figure it out this year. That's why I say now, like you said, Trigger, we don't got nothing to play for. Go make mistakes. Throw the ball downfield. Do all that kind of stuff. Because what you're doing right now is not working. Throwing you 3 touchdowns was the most he got in the game. I don't remember him throwing 3 touchdowns in that game. Maybe he did. We lost. That's the Lions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got those in garbage time. A lot of his stats come in garbage time too. That's the other thing. A lot of Bryce stats come in garbage time in some of those games where he's throwing 100 yards in garbage time where they're playing soft shell coverage. So it's like, what Justin Herbert got tonight with 17 points? How many yards y'all think he got?
I'm gonna say 250.
but I didn't look at basketball.
He's at 87 now.
87 yards?
Yeah.
That's it?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, it is the Jets.
Mm.
Well, he only scored 7 points. I'm sorry, 10 points.
Hmm.
But I don't know. That's bad. That's bad. Never mind. Uh-oh. Anthony Davis. Oh, he left and lost to the Heat. Look, Trigger, y'all beat the Lakers. We beat the Lakers.
And once again, Miami had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. And what do we do?
That's
They
making it
just
exciting, though.
team is known. I don't want to make it exciting. I want them to be up and stay up. How many times have we seen this season already? These guys have double-digit leads. I went down to Miami and saw the game in Miami, live, in person, blow a 16-point lead and lose. And they almost did it again tonight. They were up 11, I think, at the most. Or maybe no. I think they had a 13-point lead in the fourth. And they almost lost.
Man, I don't. I'm done with football, man.
No, you're not.
I'm not, because we're gonna win. Hey, we winning Thursday, baby. Hey, we go. Hey,
There
the
you go.
streak
It's like
continues
that.
Thursday. We're gonna restart it. We're gonna restart the streak. We had a little hiccup. What I tell you? I told you we could lose one, right? I told you we could lose
I'm,
one. We
I'm,
lost our
I'm
one.
done with football, and then 2 seconds later, we winning on Thursday.
Hey, we lost our one game that we could have lost. We could afford to lose. We 10-7 on the way. 10-7. 9-game winning streak to close it out. Oh, Justin Herbert just got over what? He just threw one to Keenan Allen. So that's probably almost 200 yards. No, he probably about 170.
What world you living in if you think we're going 10-7 right now?
I didn't say it that time.
Where's the faith in your team right now?
It's a difference between being or having faith and
and be,
being absolutely real about your team,
All right.
given the
We
circumstances.
9-8. We going 9-8. All right.
Yes, Amber, I see them blow the lead. That's all we do is blow leads.
We going 9-8.
I completely counted them out. I had them losing the game. When I saw them losing that lead, I was like, oh, yep, they're going to come back and win. I'm surprised we won.
All right. Back to. All right. So we lost to Indy. We're gonna beat Chicago. We're gonna lose to Dallas.
Trying
Would
to
that put it
talk a
as
win into existence.
2-8? That's gonna put us at 2-8. We're gonna beat Tennessee. We're gonna beat Tampa. We're gonna beat New Orleans. We're gonna beat Atlanta. We're gonna beat Green Bay. I don't know about Jacksonville. So what's
Nah,
that? That'll be 9. Was it 8-9? I think 8-9
that
get us in the playoffs.
might be. Yeah,
8-9 to
we
get us in
gonna.
the playoffs.
Well, we right about one thing. The Panthers are gonna be under 500 when the season's over with.
Yeah, I give you that. But 8-9 in the
But
playoffs, under 500 in the playoffs
I don't.
with a
I
home
don't
playoff
think.
game.
I just
Be
don't
like the
think
Bucks last year.
No,
8-9 is gonna win the division.
8-9 is gonna win our division. Trigger. Did you see that Stroud put up 470 and 5 touchdowns on the division leaders? And we held CJ Stroud to 150 yards.
Okay.
And we had JC Horn will be back for these games. Don't forget that. Von Bell and JC Horn are gonna be back for these games. Y'all gonna have to face the full might of the Panthers defense. Y'all gonna have to face JC Horn, Von Bell, Brian Burns, maybe a Jeremy Chin.
Pretty sure we will be playing all those guys, and we're gonna get
Lose.
all the best games.
You gonna
What we
lose.
will.
JC Horn get us 3.
if he stays in longer than a quarter.
Hey, look here. We don't need that negativity right now. We don't
It's
need
not
that.
negativity, man. It's the
Because I was
truth.
thinking it. I was thinking if he's staying longer than a quarter, if he's staying longer than a quarter, be ready, Trigger.
Well, yeah, if he lasts that long, that'll be a victory in itself, wouldn't it?
I mean, I just look at. I grew up watching his dad play, so I had so much hope. I got so much hope for JC. I grew up watching his dad play, and I'm like, oh, you got that same grit as Joe Horn. And when he's on the field, he's a top three cornerback. On the field, he's a top three cornerback. It is no. You see why he was drafted over Pat Surtain. But when he's hurt, you just I can't. But is it like AP? Because AP used to get hurt all the time, and then he just stopped getting hurt all of a sudden. Because that's why Adrian Peterson fell in the draft, because they said he was injury prone coming out of Oklahoma. And then look at it. Went on to have a Hall of Fame career. We should have kept
Yeah, Amber.
Razul Douglas.
Yeah, Amber. He still ain't trying to face the music.
If we beat the Cowboys, it's a successful season for me. That's
See, you wonder why they're America's team. That right there.
Hey,
that
look.
right there.
Hey, Trigger.
The Panthers ain't gonna do nothing else significant all year, but let them beat Dallas. And
Hey, Trigger.
everybody in Carolina is gonna
Monday
be
through Thursday.
That's gonna be the
If we
one
beat
game
y'all,
right there.
if Bryce put up 400 yards, 3 tutties,
Yeah, Bryce is
and
gonna
JC
put up
Horn has
400.
2,
He gonna throw for 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. Y'all gonna get like 10 sacks, and you're gonna blow us out.
and we're gonna be on front page news.
Yep.
Worst
Carolina
team in
Panthers
the
Super
NFL.
Bowl.
And then come back and get blown out by the Bucks.
Yep. You'll be in basketball purgatory. I mean football purgatory for the rest of the season.
I don't know. I don't think Brian Burns want to play. You was there. I saw him walking out that game. I just felt like he was just like, I'm done with this. Like,
Some players get like that. Good players on a bad team. You got
especially when you
that
ain't getting
careless
paid.
attitude. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But hey, it was his choice to stay.
No, he had to stay.
Well, he came out last read comments. He said, he didn't want to leave, and the reason why he kept, he could have just sat out. He says like,
He could have. You right.
I
He
ain't
could have
do
stood
this.
out. But I mean, he gonna get franchise tag. We're gonna have to pay him what, 40 million? 30, probably 35 million franchise tag, something stupid. And then we're not gonna have any cap to go get anybody next year. We're only gonna have 55 million in cap. If we give him 30 million on a franchise tag, what can we do in free agency? Nothing. Because you got to re-sign Frankie Louisville. So you gonna have to give Frankie, let's say
Or be
15,
stupid, or
and
or
let
be
Frankie
stupid
go.
like they did with Hassan Reddick. Trade him away.
Nah, they let him go to Philly. Because
Yeah.
Scott Fitter didn't want to make the deal. They let Stephon Gilmore go. We let Stephon Gilmore go. We let Hassan Reddick go. We let
Yep.
Razul Douglas go. We let James Bradbury go.
And as soon as we let Hassan Reddick go, look what happens the next season. Nasty.
He goes to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And he wanted to stay too, Trigger. Hassan Reddick was like, I want to stay. But they didn't want to pay me.
Well,
Stephon
there
Gilmore,
you
he was
go.
ready. Stephon Gilmore's ready to stay.
Now,
They
now,
didn't want to
now,
pay
he's,
him.
now they both playing with contenders.
Who?
Stephon Gilmore and Reddick.
Reddick's playing with a contender.
Really?
Stephon contender. You talking about
And let me guess. And let me guess. The Carolina Panthers are gonna be contenders.
contending for the bottom of the league? Yeah. But
I need you to pick a side and stay there, sir. One minute you selling the team, the next minute they gonna win this Thursday. Now you're back on the bandwagon again. Like, what's it gonna
I'm
be?
trying.
You having faith, or you gonna be real? Which one?
I got realistic faith.
Realistic faith. Okay.
I got faith that we're gonna show up on the field every game, but I don't got faith that we gonna win or lose. I don't. If I would have had faith, I'm glad. Look, the man almost talked me into getting his PSLs this year too. He was Eric Green almost talked me into getting the PSLs. He's like, yeah, man, you go ahead and get him. Like, I was about to be like, yeah, go ahead and give me. And I was like, let me wait and see what's gonna happen. And I'm glad I didn't get them. I should have got those PSLs. I probably could have sold and made money on the Dallas game. I probably could have made good money on the Dallas game. Cause I think the lowest ticket for the Dallas game is $300.
200.
200. That'll pay 10 months of my PSL. It's only $21 a month. That'll pay 10 months right there.
Well, it depends on how many
What seats
yeah, how many
and how
seats.
many? Yeah,
Because
I
mine,
only need.
I got two. I get two, so mine's 75 total.
How much you pay altogether for everything?
Uh, 75 a month for the seats, and the tickets were a little over 1,700
That ain't bad. That
base
ain't bad.
value.
Cause you can sell them if they doing good.
You sell them for shit for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Do
got
you?
this. There's this one guy I work with. He's a Dallas fan. Uh, I had a plan going on that I was going to involve him. The heck, I told him I was like, if I do this, I'll sell you my tickets for 300
Right.
just for both. Just because I mean, I paid 300 for both tickets. But he was like, "Oh, for both?" I said, "Yeah." I mean, he goes, "Well, so I wouldn't care how much it was going to be."
Look at that. Look, that's a come up right there. Yeah, they almost talked me into PSLs. But that's so. Do you get discounts and like shows? Do they get you like you get first come on the shows, right?
Yeah, you get
For your
first
seat,
first month thing. That's like last year when we was hopeful when we did
the
hopeful
playoffs, that
for the play.
playoffs we about to go.
Yeah, that's basically first come.
Yeah,
That's before everybody before the public gets it. I mean, hell, I mean, I showed you. I mean, I know I put it on Facebook and everything. That, if when you got PSL, you can sign up to go on the field after the game.
oh yeah, you get a lot of perks with PSLs, all that.
Yeah. Well, they got
Oh,
different areas that with the PSLs have more
yeah,
perks and
like the Silver Club or the Club Silver or something I was looking at last time I was there.
yeah. I mean, that's like that new thing that they're doing this year, the vault. Uh, that's like you get the PSL for that. It's like a reserve parking. I think over in parking one or something. Like
I
go.
heard parking's expensive over near the stadium now.
Nah, I mean, if you
Not
want,
bad.
I pay. I go. I stay. I park like right next to it, so it's like 40, so 45 plus the
Yeah.
tax.
Ooh, that's $45 to park. Golly, that's
I mean, you got parking all over the place.
yeah. I think I park like down the street and walk. But I mean, it's fun. That's what I tell people. It's fun atmosphere around the stadium before the game. But when you leave and it's a lot of people there, that shit. I went for the last game I went for was Lamar Jackson's rookie season. I've never watched us lose in person. I've never watched Carolina Panthers lose in person. That's why I'm kind of hesitant to go because I ain't trying to end my streak. I'm not trying to end my streak.
You gotta
Uh,
stay home. Just stay home. It ain't
yeah,
worth
Yeah,
it.
no. If I go there, we gonna win. That's why I mean I might. I got to show up for that Dallas
The
game though,
streak is gonna end. Whether you
and we
stay
win.
home or go.
It ain't gonna end if I go. If I go, we win it. I want to kind of go to Jacksonville in December. Oh, I'm gonna actually be in. Oh, I'm gonna be in Florida then. I might go to Jacksonville game. Actually, I'm gonna be in Florida. $60 to get in the game. $441 to sit behind the Panthers bench. I ain't sitting behind the bench because I'm gonna cut Frank out. Smooth out. I'm gonna cut Frank smooth out. But no, man. Y'all don't believe we gonna win? Thursday night. Thursday night. What's y'all score predictions?
Who y'all play Thursday?
Chicago. Justin Fields is back, I believe.
Chicago.
I don't like how fast you said that. I do not like how fast you said that. I don't like that. That's disrespectful. That was disrespectful.
I'll tell you this:
We,
DJ Moore comes out, well, chip on that shoulder. Like, you know what? If he did what Steve Smith did against us when we played them,
oh my
it's
gosh. Don't talk about that. Do
going to
not
be.
talk about Hey, Trigger. Steve Smith say, go home and mow my lawn. I mean, he put up what 200 yards and like 3 touchdowns in his
Yeah,
Yeah.
revenge game.
that was nasty.
But if we get DJ Moore, I mean, I'm fine with 4 yards. I mean, four receptions for 37 yards. That's a typical DJ Moore game.
No, DJ Moore will come in and be like, y'all go home and mow my lawn. And Justin Fields lawn.
I am I am more. It's no Brian Burns.
Open
It's
up a
no Justin
landscape. Come
Houston. It's no CJ Henderson. Dante Jackson been looking bad since the Achilles. He been looking.
Chicago.
I think he lost a step. Honestly,
Chicago.
I mean, he did get that fumble, the forced fumble though.
that is true.
Yeah, we're talking about fumbles. I believe we would have had one last night if they would have flew through the challenge flag
Which one?
right at the. I think it was on their first drive, on Indy's first drive. But the first couple drives, it was like right there at the um, like 1 yard line.
Frank don't throw a challenge. Frank don't throw a challenge flag for nothing. Oh, you're right. It's the one they hurried up. They
Yeah,
hurry up and went, and they did the sneak. Yep,
yeah. But they
yep.
tried
The
to
one they did. You said what?
do the snake.
Oh yeah, they tried to do sneak. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that ended out. I think that ended out the quarter, and then they went. I think they did a field goal after that one.
Yep,
I
that
can't.
was the one that was the time was close, and they should have. Yep, that's the one. Yep. You don't think what do, Lady Amber Ray? So what's your score prediction, Trigger, and who you picking, CP? I'm going
Realistic.
Carolina, 17-10. Bryce Young, 175 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
I'm going Chicago 24
That's too many points.
to
That's too many points on our defense. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be dis.
24, 28 to
That's wait 28. We don't give up 28 points a game. We give up
35,
25.
38.
He went up 4, then went up 10.
That's disrespectful.
Might as well just say 14.
52 to
Yeah, you
6.
tripping now. When has a Thursday night football game went to 52?
I don't know. But it might happen this Thursday.
If they score 52 points on us on Thursday night, Trigger, when we going live again? When we going live again?
I don't know.
Is it Thursday? Please don't let us go live Thursday and during this
No,
game and they score 52 points.
no, I can't do Thursday.
When I tell you I'm on a plane to Carolina on Friday, when I tell you I'm on a plane to Carolina on Friday,
Why playing? Dude, it ain't that far.
because I got to get there quick.
It'll
Because I'm
probably
going to say,
be
Tapper, clear your shit out. You take all this shit, get the fuck out. Frank Wright, get your shit. Bryce, get your shit. I'm going to go get Kyle Allen.
probably
And we're going to make it.
I think my next free day would be Saturday.
We can do Saturday. Baby. Baby. I'll go back to the grind next week.
If not Saturday, I may be able to do something on Wednesday. This Wednesday.
All right. This Wednesday?
hmm
We can do that. Basketball. All right. What's your real score prediction though? I need your real score prediction.
52 to 6.
Stop playing. Stop fucking playing with
All right. So
me.
my
Stop.
real scores are, I'll go back my original score prediction. I think it'll be 24-16.
Okay, that's reasonable. What you got,
Chicago.
CP? You said Carolina. Okay.
Chicago.
Let me write that down. You said
24-16.
24
Chicago.
16 Carolina. Gotcha.
Chicago. Chicago. Amber, ain't nothing to believe in. It's
I said,
over.
what did I say? I said 17-10.
Yeah.
Oh, I put Carolina under you for real. You said Chicago. Hold on. All right, what you got, CP?
All right. You said 17-10.
Nope.
He
Bryce
said
Young touchdown.
26. If we win, it might it might be by a couple points. Again. Uh, oh hell.
Go ahead. Say you want to say it. Go ahead. 32-18 Carolina. I know you want to say it. Go ahead.
Shit, I was. Yeah, I'm lucky if we, just get the win. Period. 1 point, 2 points, who gives a
It
shit?
might be 6-3. It might be 6-3.
Wasn't there a game this year that was like that already?
Uh, I think it was a 6. Trigger, you remember a 6-3 game?
If not pros, it got
Not off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there has been one. Been a low scoring game. Like 9-6 or something like that. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm kind of rethinking. No, actually, I gotta go with Chicago. That's how we win when I pick against us.
No, hey, he's doing that technique again.
Did Zach Wilson fumble? That's a touchdown if he did. Is that Eric Waddle? Weddle still playing? All right, he's struggling over there. He's scared because he got a big score in his head. He know we're gonna win big.
uh, hell. I'll be optimistic a little bit. 24-21.
Hey, Carolina or Chicago.
Carolina.
Okay, you thinking too long over there. Think long, think wrong. Trigger, you done with that?
I'm done with playoff Dak.
Well, you don't see playoff deck, but
No, we see him in the playoffs. We see him and then we don't see him because
oh, he went out of
the
bounds.
magic trick.
Dang.
And Dak went out of bounds yesterday too, and it cost us.
Was it now? I saw like I didn't see the replay. I just saw his foot out of bounds. Could he saved it or he bobbled it or what happened?
You know, he
Not
just
bobbled it, but
lost. He just lost where he was at. He was trying to stretch and get the ball out and try to break the plane, and forgot where his feet were. I don't think it was intentional. He just he don't run the ball a whole lot, so he just didn't have that awareness to stay in bounds.
right.
Unfortunately,
Hey, Aaron Rodgers coming back this year, bro.
no.
Aaron Rodgers coming back this year.
And if he does, I don't expect him to be the same Aaron Rodgers to perform and be great. And I personally think the Jets probably won't even be in a playoff position when he does, or if he
Well, they
does
four
come
and
back.
four now.
And they're about to be 4-5.
No, I'm talking about they got to lose this game. They could be 4 and 4.
No, well, yeah. See, now they won this game. They're like, all right, well, maybe they might be on to something. But
But everybody in the AFC and that they 5-3s and 6-2s, and I think the AFC North might get what 3-4 teams.
well, they may just get 3 teams in. 4, I don't know. I mean, other teams, other divisions, really, I mean, it's possible if all four teams in the AFC North make the playoffs because they got what maybe 7 teams.
Yep.
So you got 4 division winners. You got 3 wild card spots. And only one, number 1 seed gets the bye. So yeah, that would So it'd be 3 wild card teams. So say Baltimore wins the AFC North, and the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers could all make it.
Well, as of right now, they are all in because the Dolphins are 6-3. The Jets about to fall to 4-4. The Bills are 5-4. Chiefs are 7-2. Raiders are 4-5. Ravens are 7-2. Steelers, Browns, and Bengals are all 5-3. The Jaguars are 6-2. The Texans are 4-4. So right now, without even looking at it, they all in.
Yeah, like I said, with them opening up that extra playoff spot now, they definitely can make history and be the first team or the first division in football where all 4 teams make it to the playoffs.
But they're gonna beat each other up at least one more time, 1 or 2 more times.
Yeah, they're going to have to win and lose some games if they play against each other. So that could be the thing that keeps all 4 of them from getting in because they got to play each
Yeah.
other. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. So
The Bills are number 3 in their division. Well, they're gonna be second. But what's going on with Josh Allen, man?
he's a turnover machine.
What y'all think about Josh Allen? Y'all think it's time to move on for Josh Allen?
And I wouldn't say move on from him, but he does turn the ball over a lot. Seems like every game now, he
A pick in the last
throwing
5 games.
he's throwing an interception or done something, fumble, whatever. But I don't think you get rid of him.
Is it time to get rid of Sean McDermott?
Maybe I don't know. I think if the Bills come up short again this season, they may have that conversation.
He can come on back to Carolina. I'll take Sean. Come on, Sean. Come on back. And bring Ken Dorsey with you. I'll take Ken Dorsey too. But yeah. All right. Well, what's y'all closing words, gentlemen?
Well, I'll just say that just kind of going back to how we started, with the Cowboys and the Eagles matchup. That I'm glad they showed up. Um, that's what I enjoyed most about watching them play was the fact that they showed up and they competed. Came up short, but I think it was a good loss. A lot we can learn from. A lot of things that we continue to do that we've been doing that have been problems for us in the past. We need to really like clamp down on that. Like for real, it's hurting us more than we realize. Um, but outside of that, they played a great game, great effort. I'm happy for Dak having that kind of performance to try to silence his critics a little while longer. Um, Playoff time can't come soon enough for these guys. I'm really ready to see what this team is going to do in the postseason. If Dak can sustain his level of play or rise to the occasion, and the defense rise to the occasion against good teams. I've yet to see them play a good game against a good team. Um, we'll see what they do, but that's it. It's just we'll wait and see. So that's all I got to say about that.
CP.
The hell of a season already.
And we just halfway through.
Yeah.
It's over, brother.
It ain't over until the fat lady sing, bro.
No, she been singing. She was singing 3 weeks ago.
that lady dead.
Dropped the whole mixtape and all that.
I don't know. It would be nice to see. What I guess if we can actually get separation to see how Bryce could actually be good
Yeah.
in the line, gets their head out their ass. I
Just
mean,
really see improvement.
any type of improvement.
Hey, we going
Another game like you.
go ahead.
Another game like Houston.
Oh yeah, yeah. This division's still up for grabs, and I think we're that. I'm gonna give a hot take. Carolina's not gonna finish last in the division.
I may agree with you on that. Bucks is on slide too.
I think the Saints may win the division. I think the Saints may win it.
I picked the Saints to win the NFC South.
I
Yeah, just
think
far.
Before the season started, I picked Detroit to win the North, Saints to win the South, Niners to win the West, and Philly to win the East. The
I
NFC.
don't think that the Niners might not win the West.
They might not be. They've been on a tailspin here recently.
I think them and Seattle are tied now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off that. I just need to see improvement. I think Carolina's gonna finish third in front of the Atlanta Falcons. Um, I don't know. I'm optimistic still. I think we can still win the division. Um, hey, it's only 4 games. Trigger, don't look at me. It's only 4 games. Four
High
games.
ground to make up. They're looking at Dallas being behind Philly 2 games and saying that's impossible to catch. Y'all down 4.
That ain't impossible. We almost did it last year. We
Have to
almost did
beat
it last year.
5.
We would have done it last year, but no, they had to get their little story from Brady.
Yeah, they had to get him up out there.
Yeah, they had him
Dallas
get
got him up out there.
one more playoff run.
If we had J.C. Horn and Dante Jackson, if we had Dante Jackson in that game, we win. If we had J.C. Horn, we beat Dallas in the first round. Um, but if we beat Dallas in the first round, we don't. If we go to the playoffs, we don't have Bryce Young. We are not in this spot at all. If we go to the playoffs last year,
Andy
so
Dalton is taking y'all to the promised land.
I think I would not be mad if they started Andy Dalton for the rest of the year.
No, I
I
mean,
would
What
not
do
be
you
mad at all.
mean? Yeah, nothing to
yeah,
lose at this point. Might as well see what you got.
I mean, he did good in
He
Seattle.
could be
He threw the
y'all
ball.
starting quarterback next season.
He threw the ball 50 yards. So no, he wouldn't start now. I'll give it back to Bryce, but let Andy go see what Andy can do. I'm not worried about draft picks because we don't have a first round, so I don't just go try to win. Go see if it's go out now. If you do that, we can see if it's Franco. If we can see if it's Bryce.
Yeah,
That's when you're gonna see. That's if David tapping all y'all want to see, let Andy Dalton start. Bryce, sit your ass down. Sorry. We love you. Watch the game, learn from your mistakes, get better in practice, work on your strength training, get a little bit bigger, study the game, try to let the game catch. And Andy Dalton, let's go see if it's Frank or let's go see if it's this quarterback that we drafted. If it's the quarterback that we drafted, then we need to figure it out. If it's not, then sorry, Frank, you got to go. Go ahead and get me Slovic from Houston as our head coach. Or I don't know. Ain't no real good coaching prospects. Who you gonna go? Ain't nobody really out there
Mm-mm.
that would probably want to come to Carolina. I think Scott Fitterer gets fired though. I think our GM gets fired if we lose out. Look at that. Look at that trigger. Amber Ray talking to you.
Have faith, Trey.
That's right.
Have faith in what?
Carolina, baby.
No.
Hey, we can go get Coach Boone. We can go get Coach Boone from TC Wood.
Oh my gosh. Yo, even he
We can get
not
Coach
put
Boone.
y'all
He can fix us.
Even he cannot fix y'all's deficiencies. I'm sorry.
Get Coach Boone, man. Offensive guru.
I'll tell you who we need.
Who we need?
We need another
Steve.
coach like Fox.
A defensive coach?
Uh,
Or you talking about the leader?
I said a leader.
We really needed Steve Wilkes. We really should have kept Steve Wilkes. That's
Yeah.
what should have happened. Should have kept Steve Wilkes. If we kept Steve Wilkes, we have C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson right now. But I don't know. I don't think David Tepper liked him. That was Coach Boone right there of Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes was just like Coach Boone. We should have kept him. But
There was the atmosphere. You can tell, like when with the videos afterwards, after the win.
Well, they say Tepper gave Frank a game ball.
Huh?
They said Tepper gave Frank a game ball after the win. yeah. They just didn't put it on video this time. So
Why does the coach need a game ball?
I don't know. I don't know why we're giving out 14 game balls.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a good one, fellas. I'm Be Wise.
Trigger.
I'm CP.
And this has been Strictly Sports. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. All right. And